What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? March Madness, Thursday night. Beer Flow Show, Thursday night. Crazy guys here, Thursday night. I don't know what else to say. It's just Thursday night. So welcome, welcome everyone to another Beer Flow Show. And just happens to be the opening night of March Madness. Technically, I guess you could say the opening night was Tuesday, but come on. How many people watch the Tuesday and Wednesday games? Not much. Slow ratings. We know it is. But welcome to the show tonight as we drink some beers, talk some beer, talk some March Madness. Your bracket, did you take a hit today? I know some of you did. Some of you got surprised. But, of course, myself here, Rod J, welcome. Thank you for joining us your first time here. Hopefully you'll hang around for a little bit. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button, of course. And we do this every Thursday. So if you do like it, hit that subscribe, and you'll be aware of it when we come back the following weeks. And with me, we have Eric here from Eric a Lions fan, who is lounging up in Michigan, watching some of the game action as well. Make sure you check out his channel, Eric a Lions fan. And I'm sure he'll type some stuff in the comments. You would hit those three dots next to his name to check out his channel. And then we got Joe, the Beer Patrol up in Buffalo, who's kind of got like the little biker rocker type look going on tonight with the all black, got the gray and the beard. It's like, what's going on, dog? You got a chopper out back or what?
Yeah, what? What?
So make sure you check out Joe's channel is The Beer Patrol with two L's on the back end, The Beer Patrol. And I'm sure he'll type some comments in there too, so you can check out his channel. And then we got Todd over in Indiana as well, who is basically becoming the 450 mule. So we always appreciate Todd being on here. And sooner or later, we'll get Todd to get a channel as well. But Todd might be up early tomorrow because 450 North is coming out with 7. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like LeBron. Not 1, not 2, but 7 releases tomorrow. They're crazy. They're just crazy. But what's going on, fellas? What are you guys drinking tonight? What's happening?
I'm not going first this time. Somebody else is going to have to.
Oh, for fudge sakes.
Cheap
plug for my crappy channel. So I just got done reviewing a homebrew from a friend of mine, fellow beer tuber. He's in the comment section here a lot. Ashley Sexton Brewing, sexton-brewing.com. So he gave me this homebrew along with Chris over at Off the 10th. We did a duo review live on my channel, and it's pretty good. It's an Imperial Stout with cocoa powder. And I have a little bit left here that I've been sipping on. I poured the rest of the gunk in, and yeah, it was pretty good. He wanted feedback, so we provided our shitty feedback, and he was happy about it. So.
Nice. And Sexton has his own channel now as well.
Yep. Check it out. Sexton Brewing. He's about a half dozen, I think, videos, just a handful. He's actually reviewed this beer. But yeah, he does mostly home brewing stuff, but pretty good editing to his videos. His wife does them. And I mean, look at that label for a homebrew.
I was going to say, put that up a little bit closer.
Pretty sexy.
That's nice. Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's a good label.
And the cool thing about it was he puts the recipes on his website. So I went down, did the rundown of all the ingredients and the brewing notes and everything. So it was kind of fun doing a homebrew review, even though, my palate's shit. It was fun, providing feedback to him about the beer. And he kind of had similar feelings we did. So, we weren't that far off, and so did Chris. So it was a lot of fun.
Very nice. And what you got there, Todd?
I'm going to start out with a lightweight 10.5% ABV from the other half.
Oh, shit.
The Triple Nelson Daydream.
Oh, that beer is fucking
Who the hell would send you other half beer?
I don't know.
I think it was Eric Gilbert.
It's a biker guy. I'm not sure.
You motherfuckers. It's too early to deal with this shit.
Sons of anarchy.
Yeah, now when I say sons, it makes sense.
Sons. Yeah.
What do you think about that, Todd? You've been getting into it?
No, I just cracked it open.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! If you only had a channel to tell us your thoughts.
Oh yeah, but that's a lot of smoke in this one. And what you got, Eric?
I have a Imperial Porter from the Griffin Claw Brewing Company. This is the Idiom Imperial Porter.
What do you think of that one?
I haven't even cracked it open yet.
Wow.
all these non-opinions from people who aren't drinking yet.
Gonna get Magic 8 Ball. All signs point to yes.
Yes. What are you drinking, Rod?
I am still finishing this last of these, although I have one left for a review video, which I only got like 46 in the log right now, but the Weyerbacher 23rd anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Powering your way through.
Yeah, 11.1. It gets me where I'm going. It's nice and nice and different. The Golden Stout. I haven't had many of the Golden Stouts, but kind of getting accustomed to this. I guess a Golden you can consider the White Stout as well, but kind of a different type feel.
That's weird because they try to produce the roastiness and the coffee and the chocolate all by adjuncts, right? Pretty much so.
Yeah, and what I get more, because they put like coffee and cocoa in here, but it's getting more like a spicier type, not fully like a spiced winter beer, but kind of along the lines of more of a spicier type ale than more of a stout roasted type ale. So, like when you taste it and drink it, it's almost got like a white pepper type kick and stuff to it. So.
Sounds
a little different.
Yeah, I've only had a couple, and they're definitely odd.
Yeah,
not bad, just different.
But son, if I can get a 6-pack for a 4-pack by $5.99.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Come on, already with the fucking Rod J deals every time. I love it.
Here we go.
I'm like, card it up, baby.
Not even 10 minutes in, and we're already going there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. That'll be one of my video uploads this week. I'm going to show you guys one of the Rod J deals pulled off over at J.O.'s Party Source. The Party Source reviews.
Nope. Make sure I'm not going to watch that one. Did you guys see that? Didn't show up my feed. I don't know what happened.
You want to see how the magic is made. You're going to see it this weekend.
J.O. doesn't count. He's a friend. That doesn't count at the Party Source.
He doesn't do anything. It means to knock the prices down. Anything. Although, congrats to J.O. When I saw J.O. last one, I dropped off the other half beers, as you said. He had recently been promoted. So now he is the manager for the Party Source. So congrats to him. And
nice, yeah.
He's doing a lot of good stuff. So J.O.'s a good guy. I'm going to start getting some cigars from him probably once the weather breaks here. So I get some in the back deck, do some cigar type videos. But
nice.
Yeah, can't really do it till it warms up a little bit more.
He said he drank those 2 beers, and him and Amos thought they were delicious. So I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. That's cool. Both good guys. Mm-hmm. Anybody in the chat section we need to yell out to?
I don't know, Eric. Are there?
I don't know.
Always letting us down, Eric. I thought you were the guy.
Eric's using my excuse now. No can do.
All right. I guess I'll attempt to read them. Now, so we have Electronics Circuit World RSR. He says, hi. Hello, guys. Guys, how are you? Nice stream.
Cheers. Welcome.
Hello there, Electronics.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate the comments. Earth shows up and says, I'm here for the start this time.
Yeah, you are. He goes, well, Earth's getting home around this time usually, so.
What would we do? What would we do without the planet is my question. I don't know. Luckily, we don't need to answer that because he's here.
Yeah.
Eric Gilbert says, cheers, dude. He's drinking a Duvel and Jim Beam rye. You know, he's always double fisting with beer and some kind of spirit. How he rolls.
I feel like Eric's always trying to catch up to something. I got to catch up. I'm late. I need to get this drink on.
Yeah. No, I just think that's an excuse to just drink all the time. Eric Gilbert says, a Sexton brew similar to Flying Monkeys? No, I think Sexton Brewing, I think he does a better job at making good beer than Flying Monkeys. Yeah, that's a shot at Flying Monkeys. I actually like Flying Monkeys stuff.
I get Flying Monkeys here now.
Yeah, like some of their beer is good, but like their regular, like just year-round regular core offerings are just night. Paul from PA Brew News says, cheers, guys. 10.5% session strength, Todd.
That's right. All day long.
I go over to Paul's channel. He did the top there's 5 non-beer related things, the tagging video. And of course, he's pounding out some Founders, KBS, and he's drinking multiples. It's like session strength. I'm like, kind of.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of the KBS video, but I didn't get to see the 5-question thing yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch it. I also caught it right before I was doing the homebrew review, so I did say hi to him, but I think Paul's will be very enjoyable to watch anyway. Eric Gilbert says, "Sons!" And then he says, "I'm having an 8.5% 90 proof session right now."
Nice.
True. Paul gets a little bit rowdy here and says, "Fuck white stouts. All started with Durham's in England. Here, Weyerbacher is $14.99 a 4-pack. That's why I don't drink them very often." Well, I know you're in PA and that's where Weyerbacher is, but not all of us can get Rajay deals. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody that goes to Jungle Gyms, right there, man.
Chris from Off the Tent says, "Rod Cigar Ventures."
Could happen. Could happen.
Eric says, "Does Party Source carry New Riff bourbon?"
Yes, they do. They're right next door. They do carry New Riff bourbon.
Boom. Knowledge is power, Eric Gilbert. Also, Eric Gilbert says, "Professional drinker here, sons." I don't know how many sons were last week, but I feel like I'm making up for lost time, or Eric's making up for lost time.
Starting early.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting league if they had a professional drinking competition. I know Gilbert would be signed up for that.
He's comatose 24/7. It seems. give him about a half an hour, and I'll be making up his comments because I won't be able to read them properly.
Probably not.
Always appreciate Eric watching though. He's one of the best viewers for all of our channels. He's on everybody's live stream.
For all of our channels,
He's a good dude.
All the love, all the support.
Yep, I appreciate the trolling too. It's actually good trolling sometimes. Better than my buddy Ewart, at least. So, I mean, that's not saying a whole lot, but I do appreciate the trolling. We also have Jesse Bumpy Road. I said Rajay because his thing is Rajay be live.
You start using a B like a verb is going to run into problems with red beer.
Yeah, we'd be live streaming right now. Earth says $15 a 4-pack is a Rajay deal in my hood. Now, you are in Southern California, so to live in like a 1-bedroom apartment that's like 300 square feet is about $7 billion a month. So we get it, Earth.
I mean, Earth can't get my deals. I can't get In-N-Out Burger. Like, we're going to call it even.
Yeah, fuck. That's true. That is. I never looked at it from that perspective, but that's the way I would feel as well. Jesse says, "Sorry for exiting your stream, Joe. Wife bit my lip, got back, and you had finished." Well, that's okay, Jesse. I appreciate you showing up. I don't know what happened in your household, but I hope you're okay. I hope the situation has resolved itself.
Something crazy going on there.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah. Are you okay, Jesse? Is everything okay? Like, forget about my stream. I hope everything's okay.
Safe word. Safe word.
Yeah, hopefully you get the safe word.
Maybe everything's real okay, Joe.
Yeah, maybe you should have kept that to yourself, Jesse.
The safe word was Rajay stream.
Paul says, "Damn, sons, that's nuts." I bought your Weyerbacher deal, I'd imagine, or maybe Jesse's lip being bit by.
Did Paul see where I got it for $5.99? I don't know if Paul was there yet or not. Maybe he did.
He's been watching since then.
Yeah.
Eric Gilbert says, "Who's Ewart? Teku Murray?" Eric, I know you're probably trolling right now. I can't tell, but if you are, it's Teku. If you're not, it's Teku Murray. If you are, then it's still Teku Murray. Paul says, in response, says, "No one. He is literally nothing in response to Ewart," which is it's not a surprise. You did give him the best Brazilian steakhouse recommendation though.
I definitely did. Yeah, he got fat there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And he went to Rhine Dice afterwards and had beer, so he was happy.
Hey, can't beat that.
Nice.
Chris says, from off the 10th this year, what's up, Chris? He says, Ewart is Jace Westcott.
Brother.
And then Earth says, In-N-Out for beer trades? Yes. If you can freeze dry them and get them over here. Yes. Whatever you want. All the other half for a bunch of different In-N-Out products. I'll try that. I'll sample the menu. And then last comment we have is Paul said, "Hope Ewart got food and alcohol poisoning." It's a bit extreme, Paul.
He is all the love there. Yeah.
Never
mind. I think I saw Flow Rider was there too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Flow.
Oh, did I miss him?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Flow Rider Hillbilly said Rod with the thumbs up. Big thumbs up.
Trying to read the chat board. I know. That's why I love when you're here, brother, because it's like sometimes it gets crazy.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Dude, when I had like 20 people in my stream the one night, I was just like, if I don't read comments every 2 minutes, like I'm 30 comments behind, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, especially if they start dropping them in German.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was the one.
Oh, jeez.
We only had the one night. I like the Germans to come back, and that was a fun night.
Yeah, I did that was probably my shining star of a night, reading the comments. It was fantastic.
Well, no one pissed them off like on Craft Beer Report's side either. So,
Oh boy,
when they went sideways when they hit their stream,
just got to be welcoming.
Yeah. So, do you guys do any brackets?
Mm-hmm.
I did one. I did.
Yep.
Yeah, we should probably just stop talking about this right away.
I actually didn't do any this year. I was just watching earlier, but I take it you guys had Louisville.
Nope.
No,
Yeah,
the guy near Louisville not to take Louisville.
I took Minnesota.
Wow. Yeah, I had Louisville,
I
unfortunately.
had Minnesota as well.
Big Ten, baby.
Also had Marquette.
No, I had Murray there too.
You had Murray State?
Yeah.
How well are you doing right now?
I had for that. I'd have to look it up.
Do what?
Are you doing well?
Yeah,
Actually, I'm not doing that.
yeah, I've only lost 2, I think, so far.
Who'd you lose?
I lost, took New Mexico State, who missed 3 free throws at the end of the game to lose that game.
Yeah, we don't need to hear excuses. You lost, right?
Yeah, I did lose. And then, let's see, who was the other one? Oh, I took Nevada over Florida.
Which they almost came back and got it.
Yeah. And then
But Florida was
still
the
ended up losing by 9.
Florida was the upset in that game. So, yeah. 3 upsets today so far.
I think those are the only 2 I've lost so far.
Well, you guys probably still did better than Charles Barkley. So, well, he's terrible, Adam. So terrible.
Terrible.
That's just terrible. Just terrible.
Why, Kenny? Tell me why.
So who do you have? Who do you guys have? Who do you guys have winning it all in your bracket?
I'm not proud to say. I don't want to say.
He's got Buffalo.
He got Buffalo.
No. I do have them winning in the first round, but I think is it Florida State will probably run over them, assuming they get by Murray State.
That's going to be an interesting game.
Not Florida State. Who is Texas Tech? Texas Tech, I think, is in the same bracket. I know I have Texas. I think Texas Tech beating Buffalo, but I can't believe they got a 16. That's crazy to me. They finished top 15. Buffalo did.
When we first came out, we were not a great year, but I mean, when they beat West Virginia, I said this team's got some pretty good talent.
They won the most games in all of NCAA, tied with someone else. 31 games. They went 31 and 3. They're in the MAC or whatever, but still, that's pretty impressive. And they had a decent, non-conference schedule. They did lose to Marquette early on, kind of like, we'll go to the excuses that Todd was saying for his one loss there, but like Marquette shot some ridiculous number of threes in that game, and they beat the crap out of Buffalo. But that was like their only non-conference loss against a good team. But I have Duke probably going there, depending on how healthy they are. We'll see.
Right,
it's tough. And I have them actually over Virginia, but I don't know. They're not over Virginia. North Carolina, I believe.
That's who I have in the final.
Yeah, I got Duke. I put 75-72. I don't know, just randomly. You had to enter the score. I was like, yeah, tiebreakers. Just throw random numbers in there.
Yeah.
So much hinges on William Zion with them, though. If he's gets in foul trouble or something, they could go out pretty early, really.
Or if he has another Nike blowout.
Yeah, without him, they are not definitely not the top tier like that team. They're not going to make the Final Four without question.
Kentucky might be in a little trouble too. They're missing their top scorer right now.
Yeah, he might be out this whole weekend.
Went from a day-to-day to putting his foot in a hard cast.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they still say he's maybe eligible to play.
Yeah, that seems a bit. Yeah, that's more like playing with the opposition and trying to be coy about it, faking them out and all that stuff. I don't think if you're in a hard cast, or would you say a hard cast or soft cast?
Yeah, that's an actual cast wrapped up, and he just got it on today.
Yeah, no, that doesn't seem likely.
It went from like a splint or some, so like a walking boot to an actual cast.
Yeah, how effective he would be if he actually is able to get that off anyway sounds kind of ridiculous at that point.
And that's what they were saying in the studio, because it's like something to do with his arch or his heel or something. And they're like, even if he can play, I mean, how much is he going to be able to even put pressure on the foot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some hopeful wishing there, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do in the tournament, though. You can't let the opposition know what's going on. You got to, oh yeah, he's totally gonna play. Yeah, you can listen. He just needs one leg. The second one's not a big deal. We'll see.
Well, what's gonna. I mean, I saw the team they're looking at. I mean, when it gets into the sport, you get on the floor. Guess what? Players are going to try to step on that foot, so they're going to test it out.
Yeah.
Come on, Rod. You think they really do that?
Is that just in the pros?
Got some
sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
Go Karate Kid. You got 6 fouls. Use them all.
The best is that I just referenced Karate Kid for the NCAA tournament. I've seen it all. I'm done here. We got some comments before we get way behind. I don't want to get way behind. Please don't let me get way behind. Eric Gilbert says, Jace always trolls my beer picks. Okay. And then it scrolled off the screen. Damn you, Jace. He's not happy with Jace Westcott trolling his picks on his Facebook. Foamy Head 13 shows up, says, hey guys, having another La Cumbre Brewing and Altimeter IPA. Cheers. I've heard really good things about them.
About which one?
La Cumbre Brewing. I believe they're in.
Cumbre.
I think they're in New Mexico.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it's Arizona.
Somewhere out.
Yeah. Foamy always shows up good. Good dude. Jesse says, I love bratwurst with sauerkraut and a spicy brown mustard.
Yeah, that's good too. I like some jalapenos and they're spiced it up a little bit.
Paul just threw down a bunch of German, and the only 2 words I know in there are uniform and Joe, and we're not going to talk about it.
Beer. Beer.
Well, I do know beer, but I mean that I can't. I guess I know that, but at the same time, I just see uniform and Joe, and I'm checking out.
So where is the uniform, Joe?
Yeah, no, it's nowhere. Settle down. Right. Paul says Texas sex. Everything is bigger in Texas. I've heard. Texas Tech. Enunciate. But yeah. Eric Gilbert says warm weather is coming. Brewers are dropping their APAs. GARs and APAs, sons. Yeah. That is definitely the warmer weather is coming. Not yet here because we're going to get lake effect snow this weekend. So fucking great. Anyway, Jesse says, have you guys ever done a review on a fairly new nano brewery beer and the first one you had sucked? And did you feel bad about posting a video on it? Todd?
Well, sure. Yes, I have actually.
I can't.
Thanks, Joe.
No, I just, Todd, come on. You got to get a channel. No, I have not. Luckily, I don't know what I would do in that situation. A nano brewery, if it was relatively new, it would all depend. If that's the only beer that I've had from them, maybe I wouldn't post it and check out their other stuff and just see if it was a bad batch or a bad bottle or can or whatever. If you've tried multiple, they're all terrible. I don't know. Right? Maybe you want to get the word out that they're not doing great stuff. The one thing that I will say, Jesse, is always keep in mind that it's just your opinion and it's just however you're feeling the beer is. So, I mean, that's all these reviews are, or as you call them, tastings. Got to be honest. Hopefully, if you were to put it out, a brewery worth anything would probably, hopefully they wouldn't give you too much flack for that. They want to see, I'd imagine, any kind of feedback. Good breweries want all kinds of feedback. They want constructive criticism. As long as you're not a dick about it, I think that they would respect that, or they should anyway.
Yeah.
Got to be constructive in your criticism. You can't just be like, this beer sucks, it's garbage, I'm done. I mean, why is it garbage? Why is it not good to you? What's wrong with it exactly? What do you want to see better about it? Is it super overcarbonated? Does it have off flavors? Is it super astringent? So on and so forth. Because there's a lot of people that will just, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Untapped, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, they'll just be like, this beer sucks, it's garbage, done. You're not helping the brewery. You're not telling them why you think it's garbage. So I feel like if you do a review and you mention and say why you think it's bad, then most places shouldn't have an issue with it. But that's all I got.
Yeah,
Terrible.
sure.
I would agree. I haven't had like a nano brewery where I've had like a bad beer or anything like that to do a video. I did just go to one of our places for dinner. We went last night, and I had one of the beers. I didn't do a video on it because we were out eating, but it was from, let's see, who was it from? I want to say Upland, but it wasn't the Upland one. That one was pretty decent. It was from 50 West Brewing, which is one of our local, not really nano, a little bit bigger than nano. It's the one I sent, that white one.
Yeah, that beer was absolutely gross. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they had one that was called Chocolate Lemon Bar. And for me, I didn't get really any of that much of a lemon. It was pretty thin. Chocolate was just there because of the malt stuff they were using. So, I mean, it was kind of like a 2.75 out of 5. I put it on a tap. If I'd have been here doing a review on it, I would have uploaded it with no problem. All the other beers they do pretty much are decent most of the time. I sent you something from 50 West, I think, before. But whenever I do a beer, I just do the beer. The only time I don't post something on a beer is if it's something where I may have drank it, I forgot it was maybe past its time, then I won't count that against them or something.
Yeah, like age on a certain style. Yeah.
But like that one I had with the Golden Road, they're not nano, they're bigger, but I contacted them. I was like, is your beer supposed to be like this? Because I'm getting all these kind of flakes, and like, it's still in our, and they said, yeah, it's supposed to be that way on some of them that like that and everything. All right, well, I'll put it up there. It doesn't look good, but all right, you guys checked off. I put in the description, I put in the video. I called them, and they said it's how it's supposed to be.
Was it good?
The taste was still okay with it, but if I was a new beer drinker, it wouldn't look as pleasant to me. When you're like us, we drink beers, we're used to seeing some stuff where it might be flaky or some of the yeast, some of the particles, all that kind of stuff. But for someone that would have been new to it, I thought it would have been turned off.
Yeah, it could be off-putting. I can see that for sure.
I don't know if you guys have tried the squeeze box that you sent my way, Rod. Well, I think all of us. That beer looked like straight up sewer water to me. It looked absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
It didn't taste like that, but it looked terrible. I poured it out and I'm like, oh man, this looks like a smoothie. And then I'm like, I just be honest with you, this looks absolutely disgusting. Has like this off weird color. I know there's strawberries in here, but it has like a grayish tone to it. It doesn't look appetizing. Like if I had no idea, I'd be like, this looks like fucking something that should be literally in the sewer. Like it shouldn't be in my glass.
It should be sewer box.
Yeah. It was disgusting to look at. It tasted pretty good, but like it was like, So how about you, Eric? Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, yeah.
6-year-old IPA.
6-year-old East India Pale Ale from Brooklyn that was just hanging out on shelves. No big deal.
But to that point again, once they were made aware of it, they tried to make amends for it too.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was brought to their attention.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you brought it to their attention.
I don't know if it was me. Eric reached out to him, and I just said, I don't know who made them, who did it. It doesn't matter. Eric was taken care of. That's all that matters.
That's
well, I even told him about it, and I said, you don't have to bring a care box or anything like that. I just want to let you know that some beers are sitting out here over here. Oh, no, we'll give you a care box. I got a bandana, and I got people with the cat.
Yo, based on my attire, can I borrow that bandana right now, please?
An eye patch, a bandana, a peg leg.
They're like, he's a friend of Rajay. Got to make some type of deal for him.
But on the flip side, you did the Eric. You did the old Rasputin from North Coast, and it was infected, and they didn't even respond to you.
Yeah, didn't even respond, and I'll never. Just
oh wow!
On that, I don't want to, be a dick about it or anything, but I'm not going to buy any more of their beer just because. The least they could have said was, "Hey, we'll look into it." That would have been enough for me.
Yeah. Just acknowledge it.
They couldn't even put 5 words.
Yeah. All you need to do is acknowledge it. Just be like, we thank you for your concern. We'll take a look at it or whatever. Because I know the year you did, other people had infected bottles, so it's like had to be something that was well known, and for them to not even respond on social media, which is pretty much where everybody responds nowadays, is kind of just bad.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too, because that's a good beer.
I thought it was kind of a dick move on their part, but
yeah, totally.
Well, it's like Joe brought up Urban Artifact. They had a batch that got affected. They pulled it off from the line. They didn't offer it once they found out it was affected. So, with people like that, Cincinnati, that was a big thing for them. And they're not like a huge brewery with a lot of margins either. So then this was when they were still coming up. They're like, we don't want any bad stuff out there reflecting back on us. We're going to pull the whole thing and take the loss.
I mean, this sounds really stupid to say because it should just be common sense, but customer service matters. And when you have so many beers nowadays, where you have 6,500 breweries in the country, and you have hundreds to pick of locally and nationally on your shelves, if you're going to buy a $12, $15 bottle of beer that doesn't taste right or how it's supposed to taste, and you're not going to even respond to somebody inquiring about it, why would I ever buy your product again? I totally get why Eric would never buy a product from North Coast. In that similar situation, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Customer service.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what service you're in, what industry, whatever, customer service always matters. Not that the customer's always right, because a lot of times the customer's totally wrong. But at the same time, you should always inquire about issues that people bring up, whether it's on social media, whether you call them, whether email, whatever. If people are saying that there's something wrong with this batch of beer, look into it. You owe it to your customer base to do that.
And it's like Eric said, he wasn't even really expecting anything. You just want to be acknowledged that they're getting the message that something went wrong.
Exactly, Todd.
And most people probably would be that way for the most part. Yeah, I mean, there's some out there that are looking for something free, but for the most part, I just want to be acknowledged that they're knowing, that their message is getting through loud and clear.
I'll give you an example of a good customer service. I didn't take advantage of it because I don't know why I didn't. Probably pure laziness. But there was about 4 years ago. So Grim Artisanal Ales, they're a pretty big brewery, not big brewery, but they're pretty hyped and well-known brewery in New York. They make some pretty good stuff. A lot of people see them now. I think they show up in Michigan here and there now.
We get them every now and again, I believe.
Yeah. So like 4 years ago, they released a Imperial Stout that was a maple bourbon barrel aged stout, and one of the batches that was sent to the Western New York area. And specifically Buffalo, like all the Buffalo and surrounding suburb bottle shops got a version of that I guess the maple syrup was already oxidized. The barrels that were, I guess the maple syrup that was in those barrels still left over was oxidized. So whatever batch they were threw into the Buffalo bottles, when you showed up, it tasted like black grapes, like red grapes. Like it had like this. It was definitely off, right? Like it was oxidized. It was off flavors. And I remember posting on an untapped check-in of it. And I was like, this does not taste like maple. It does not taste like bourbon. It's not bad. It's just not what they say. It has like a really dark grape taste to it and whatnot. And the owner of Grimm, Joe Grimm, was like, Joe, can you tell me where you bought it? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, all right, here's my email. Send me an email. Send me an email. He's like, dude, we'll totally send you a brand new bottle of it, blah, blah, blah. Just take a picture of the beer so we can know, so we can see it. Like there's like some kind of code on there they wanted to see for the batch. He's like, and I just saw my thing. I was like, dude, you don't have to send me a new one, whatever. I just was letting you know. And he's like, oh, we really appreciate that. But for him to just reach out to me on an untapped check-in
That's
of
awesome.
all things. Yeah, be like, here's my email and whatnot. I thought that was so they'll always have a customer for life for me, because that was, even though I didn't take advantage of it, could easily, that was one of the coolest things ever. It was just, he actually put in effort. I didn't have to do anything. He put in the effort.
Right.
It goes a long way. So I'll always buy Grimm stuff, even though their shit is expensive. They make good beer, and to see their customer service like that, that's fantastic.
Especially coming from the higher up like that, to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Because you would think it would be, maybe somebody in HR or something, and
I was actually.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Joe.
No, I just said it was actually the owner. That's what surprised me. It wasn't like a social media manager. It was him, and the email was him, and I was like, you're the fucking owner of the brewery. I can't believe you're just randomly looking at untapped checking. That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Well, anytime, the owners or any of the upper man, people from the brewery that take that much interest and respond to it and stuff, that's pretty cool. That's a good part of the service.
And it just shows they understand. They get it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel if you're a smaller brewery, especially if you're local or regional, you should go that extra mile, because you're not a Sam Adams or a Sierra Nevada where if you have an off batch or whatever, there's still tons of people buy it, and if it only affects one state or one city or whatever, whatever, not a big deal. If you're a regional or small brewery, you rely on everyone buying your shit and distributors and whatnot. So if you only distribute to one or two, 3 states, and you send a batch of beer to one of the states and it's terrible, you better make amends for that, because otherwise you're costing yourself potentially a third of your consumer base because you did a poor job. But most local and regional breweries do a good job, which I'm surprised by North Coast. You can technically call them a national brewery, but they're one of the smaller national breweries. For them to not even answer what Eric said is just strikes me as just odd. I feel like they would be right at the center and be like, hey, yeah, thank you, we'll look into it. So that's surprising.
Yeah, I guess it depends too on how much they may get in on stuff too. But yeah, most of the social media marketing areas of companies or breweries are more responsive. In fact, I mean, that one now, he just responded again on my thing, liking the video from Rogue or whatever, which, I was kind of surprised they were paying attention to it. Like, I've never had to reach out an equal time to time I've done a Rogue video. So it's kind of interesting they saw this one now, but,
got some comments. We have Paul says the Walking Boot new AMC show.
Walking Boot.
And then in response to Jesse, he says, screw them. They put out a bad shot. I think maybe he said bad shit. They get shit reviews. So Paul says, poop on that nano brewery if they're doing poor beer. Eric Gilbert says, just don't think about the snow. Mind over matter. Mind over matter unless there's like a foot on the ground. And like you might
There's just snow in the boot.
That's like, yeah, it's like oh man. Paul says Niagara Brewing Company all day, sons. So Niagara Brewing Company is a brewery in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, and they are not known to make, how do you say, good beer.
Yeah. So they're kind of like Minhouse.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not on that level. That's
it's fighting words.
Yeah, now, hang on now. Niagara Brewing Company is like a tourist because people go to Niagara Falls, obviously.
Right.
And they just their products were like, here's our Niagara lager.
They suckered a tourist there. It's like
$3.50, $4 for a 16-ounce can of like a 4.5% lager that's just fucking basically like a macro beer. It's just terrible.
Yeah, it's like when people go to Philly, they go to Pat or Gito's for cheesesteaks. And people in Philly are like, that's a tourist trap. They suckered you. That's even the best cheesesteaks here.
It's like coming to Buffalo and going, there's two, Anchor Bar and Duff's. And no, there's like 7,000 different chicken wing places you want to go to here that are not either of those.
It's like go to New York and like Sbarro, they're like best New York pizzeria.
Dude, I am addicted. So I'll say this: I'm addicted to. You guys know Barstool Sports, right?
Yeah.
They do the one bite pizza reviews with the owner. Dude, I have watched like 100 of them in the last week. They're so great. He goes to all like the New York spots. Like the whole premise was he was going to start doing reviews in Boston, which is where Barstool was until they I guess got bought out and they moved to New York. So like he goes to Manhattan, one pizza review a day. There's so many places. Then he went to Brooklyn, Queens. There's so many good fucking places. I'm like, I watch just one of these places locally, let alone 100 of them. But yeah, anyway, just thought I'd point that out.
And they only take one bite and review.
No, that's his whole shtick. It's one bite. Everybody knows the rules. But as he's eating it, he's taking like 4 bites. So when he has a guest on, he looks at the guys like, one bite. Everybody knows the rules. It's like 4 bites, and they're like looking at it. I'm like, well, you just took 3. I know, yeah. 1 bite. Everybody knows the rules. He starts eating the crust, and most people have gotten to it, and it's just a shtick. But a lot of people are like, oh, you got to rate it. He's like, you got to rate it after 1 bite, and most of them do. Some of them are like, wait, you took like 6 bites.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's called One Bite Pizza Reviews, or you go to Barstool Sports. I think they created a new channel specifically because they were very popular.
Okay.
But yeah, they're hilarious. It's a guy from Boston, thick Boston accent, and he's in New York, and it's just, I don't know. I find him pretty funny.
I'll have to check that one out. I haven't seen that part of Barstool, but that's
yeah. It's probably the most interesting part of Barstool for me.
Yeah.
But all right, so more comments. We have Earth says sun in a bottle. Suns! There's too many suns going on. There's sun and there's suns, and then the sun spelled S-U-N like the sun. I don't know.
Suns! Too many suns to off the Earth's balance.
Yeah. Sun in a bottle. Suns! Oh, God. Jesse, Pumpy Rose says, I gave a breakdown and talked about possible reasons why. Being a home brewer, I know sometimes things don't work out. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way.
Fair. Yeah.
I think, like I said, any brewer that cares about honest feedback would appreciate it. But a lot of people are like, I gave feedback. I don't know why they're upset. Well, if you just sit there and dog the beer in a review and don't give any constructive criticism, I would also be pissed off because you're not helping me make the beer better. Why is it bad? Not just shit on it,
Right.
And kind of go on that, Joe. I don't know if you guys had the 2015 Matilda by Goose Island.
Not.
I've had that, but I don't know if it was the 2015.
Right.
This one was I guess a vintage 2015. And when I cracked it open, it kind of just was over-carbonated and kind of spewed out. And I contacted them. I'm like, hey, did you guys know your 2015 Matilda was over-carbonated? They go, no, man, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. What can we do to make it better? I'm like, nothing. I'm just letting you know that beer was over-carbonated and kind of flowed out of the bottle. They're like, hey, thanks, we'll look into it, blah, blah, blah. Hey, that's all I'm really looking for.
Yeah, you want them to be aware of issues. So that's the thing. It's not all about. A lot of people think it's like a lot of people do that to be selfish. Like, I want free beer. I want you to make it better. No, I want somebody else out there not to go spend $10-12 on a beer and have the same experience I did.
Yeah, because I paid $5.99 for that beer.
Yeah, it's Goose Island. It was probably overpriced. I'm just kidding.
No, it's probably the 25-ounce bottle or 22-ounce bottle.
Yeah,
they have the weird size on the big bottle sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
I think it is 750s. It's 25.4 ounces for that. But yeah, no, that's all you want from a brewery. You want them to just be receptive to the feedback and let you know that you're aware of it. I don't think that's too much to ask nowadays. Yeah, but apparently for some it is. For North Coast, apparently was. Yeah. Jesse says, was that care package from Heavy Seas? No, it was. It was from Brooklyn. So Eric did we back on the Beer Flow show about a year ago. We were doing different like spotlight breweries. So one week we did Brooklyn, then we all grabbed a beer or two from Brooklyn, and Eric grabbed their East India IPA. And what ended up happening is he was tasting it, and I was like, hey, check the date on that, Eric. And Eric's like, no, not thinking it. He bought it off the shelf. Why would you think it's, old or anything? He looks at it. I think it was 2012. And it was a 6-year-old IPA that he bought. And what ended up happening is he contacted Brooklyn, and then Rod also retweeted it, I believe, on Twitter, and they ended up getting a care pack out to him, which you said included what? A bandana? What else?
A bandana, a hat, and a bottle opener.
Yeah, so I mean,
I see you smirking, Rod. I see you smirking.
I mean, Eric wears that bandana every day.
The bandana throws me off each time.
He wears the hat.
Bandana, some boots, assless chaps.
I mean, I've got a bandana here for like Lone Star beer, but I just don't see him as much. But it just throws me off when you say bandana. I don't know why.
God, I don't want to pry. All right. Have you already finished that other half triple IPA already at 10.5%?
Yes, mother, I have.
I just wanted to get another beer. I'm like, that was on my ass somewhere. How was it? It was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more hoppiness come through on the back end than I would expect from a creamier type IPA.
Yeah.
But it was good, though. Yeah, it was nice. It was good.
I always like the triple IPAs. I still think they do some of the best, especially when it's the oat cream ones.
And it's not overly sweet like you get with a lot of the triples.
That's why I like other half, even though they do. I for some reason when it comes to their triples, I think they do the best because they're not overly sweet and crazy and stuff. So, and I really don't get the alcohol on them either.
No.
Like the Space Hallucinations is fantastic. I think Rod had that one. That made me
that's
a great beer. Like, it's so good.
Hence why this one's already gone, Joe.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was asking. It's like, yeah, fucking basically 30 minutes for 10.5% triple IPA and it's gone. You're moving on to another big beer.
Don't judge.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not judging. That's very impressive.
Now I'm on to one that Rod sent.
There was one that was lower than my expectation, but I want to spoil it before the.
Oh, I already saw it. It was the Laid Back, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, you saw the Untapped. I gave it a score.
The Laid Back was, honestly, I only gave it, I think, a low 4 or around a 4 as well. I think you gave it a 3.75. It was good, but it was just, it's kind of like 1 or 2 notes. It was just kind of, whatever. It's okay. I saw.
So, Joe, do you think this one has a little more hop characteristic to it than normal kind of like oat?
Yeah,
IPAs.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit. I don't want to say more harsh, but definitely more like pungent to the hop character. It wasn't as smooth, which I enjoyed. I do like Space Hallucinations better than that, a little bit. But I don't know if I sent you that one. I think I sent it to Rod.
Yeah, Space Hallucinations was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it's not that it's bad. It's just it was kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
But it was nice though, because you get you know, kind of sometimes those milkshake IPAs or the oat cream type IPAs, you almost kind of overpowers the hot bitterness in them.
Yeah, no, it's almost like the lactose is too sweet. I've actually in a couple of reviews I've mentioned that like some of those I'd like to see without the cream portion, like without the lactose. Just give me the oats, you know, for the body and the mouthfeel, and not worry too much about the sweetness that the lactose brings. Because sometimes it's a little bit too much, a little bit too rich, or whatever you want to say. Kind of prohibits you from enjoying them more than one. Not that I sit here and drink like a 4-pack other half, because it just doesn't happen. You usually share all the other half with everybody. So I get one of each, and you know, I'm always like, oh, I can get 4 of them, even though I'm totally never going to.
I'm still kicking myself when I was.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you should have. You should have went to Trillium when you were in Boston. You fucked up, Eric. You fucked up.
Nobody told me.
We told you. We told you. Jesse says, I sent an email to Smutty Nose because the pale ale didn't taste like it used to. I asked if they changed the recipe because I liked the way it used to taste. They didn't respond to me either. Well, I'd give Smutty Nose a break because I don't know when you did that, but they definitely have new ownership and they were going through a bunch of things. I don't even know if they had anyone respond.
The old employee may not be there now, might be a new employee.
Yeah. Paul says most don't in response to stuff. He goes, I don't get responses with negative or positive feedback most of the time with multiple breweries. I never get a free or positive shit for most breweries. Joe Grimm would most likely slash my tires with that if I message him with that problem.
Who was it that said that?
Paul. Honestly, I don't ever get free beer either from breweries or anything. I haven't gotten any free beer from any breweries, but that's because no one watches my channel, so it's okay. But no, I just, like Eric said, you expect, if you contact a brewery and let them know a problem, I don't think it's wrong to expect them to just acknowledge it. That's it. No more, no less.
Yeah.
They want to send free beer.
I haven't got beer for a while, but when it does, it's just kind of like a surprise or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and if I ever get free beer in the future from a brewery or whatever, I'm going to be straight up honest and look, I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I'm not going to give you a bullshit rating or a review. If you're okay with honest feedback, then that's cool. But if not, then give that beer to someone else, because I'm not going to be a shill for a brewery. Like if other half literally contact me with like, we love your reviews because you're positive, we want to send you beer, I'd be like, okay, but if you have a shitty beer, even though I haven't really come across a shitty beer, but if I do, I'll be totally honest with you. You have to.
That's what I tell when they emailed me. That's why I emailed them back and say, yeah, just give fully honest. You know, if you want to send it, that's fine. And they're always like, that's cool. Yeah, you know, we've seen your stuff. We want to send you some beers and see what you think of them.
You would think they'd want it that way, though, just because it would help them. You know, if there's something truly off-putting about it from one's experience. You know,
right.
To segue into something, not really segue, but so Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews, he was on kind of the mailing list, like the Darwins and the Zhao's Arcade and a couple other people were on Stone's mailing list, where they would send them the Metallica Pilsner and a bunch of other beers over the last year, and they stopped sending stuff to Matt because a couple of the reviews he just gave an honest opinion. He's like, yeah, it's just, you know, it's okay or whatever, and everyone else. I don't say everyone else, but whatever. They were not happy. I can't really speak for Dara or any of those guys because I don't really watch any of their reviews. So the thing is with Matt, he was like, I stopped getting emails and and mails and stuff, and I'm seeing other people, and he's like, you got to be honest in a lot of respects, and that's the way you kind of got to have. I mean, that's you got to do it like that. You're reviewing beer on YouTube. What's the point of lying? Is the way I look.
And everyone's palate's going to be different too.
Yeah, and that's, as a brewer, you have to understand that. You have to understand that everybody has different tastes. If you're going to if you're Stone and you're sending out the Metallica Pilsner to a bunch of these people that have 5,000-6,000 subs, what's the chances that maybe one of those guys don't really care for a hop forward Pilsner?
Bingo.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, well, you didn't like it, so we're not going to send you shit anymore. And I'm not saying that's exactly what happened. I don't know what happened. All I'm saying is Matt stopped getting, I believe, the Stone stuff at some point. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, other comments we have Eric Gilbert says Niagara Brewing is still better than Church Key. Son, Eric Gilbert, is that Church Key smoked beer? I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
Love a good smoked beer.
Man, I'm doing those next Monday, man. Those two Ash Shankerla. the Rausch beer Krausen and the fucking Helles Lager beer. It's gonna be a fuck story for me.
I thought you were doing those tonight. Okay, so I can watch it Monday.
Doing it Monday, yeah. No, tonight I did the homebrew with Chris. Paul says, "Calm down, Joe. Your aorta bicustard cream pie valve will go off." If my aortic valve was made of cream pie, I'd be dead, but I'd also be happy because that sounds delicious. Anyway,
Only Paul.
Yeah, only Paul. Fucking, I don't even know what that means. He must be happy. I feel like the founders KBS is quickly coming to. Eric Gilbert says, "I keeps it real, sons." Then Paul says, "I could eat 10 meat lovers pizzas right now. 10 of them, sons." And then Eric Gilbert said, "Who started this sons thing anyway?" He says, "Yeah, son, crush that other half." What ended up happening, Eric, is one time on this chat, I started saying the sons like that because someone said it. And I said, every time I hear that, I think of Chappelle Show. So I have to say sons like Chappelle. You know, Chappelle will be like, "What's up, son?" Like, son, you can't say "What's up, son." It's sons. And then, I don't know, it just has devolved into whatever this is right now. Paul says, "Of course you finish it. You've been talking 3 hours straight, Joe." Well, I'm trying to read the comments. I can just ignore the comments, Paul. Paul can just ignore it. We're going to ignore Paul's comments going forward. Jesse says, "I had great pizza the other night. One of my 6 local pizza shops makes a Euro pizza, lamb, and
a Euro pizza. Interesting.
Yeah, that is.
I've heard of one of those.
Oh, you put that the sauce on there, but I wonder if the sauce is like the base sauce. You know, you get a Euro like the white sauce or whatever.
Yeah. You would think it'd have to be, I would imagine.
Base, how low can you go? Euro?
Here we go again. Yeah, we got dad jokes going on right now. Cruiser Max says hi at Rajay Beer Ventures.
Cheers, Cruiser.
Cheers, Cruiser. Eric Gilbert says the other half sniper is still nursing his Sexton brew. It's gone, but guess what? That's the only thing I'm drinking tonight, so sorry.
Yeah, we decided last week that was your new nickname, other half sniper.
I got this. But yeah, I gotta watch this terrible figure. Settle down, Eric. I can't be double fisting with like 90 proof and 10% beers. Foamy Head says he's now having a Through the Haze IPA from Bear Republic Brewing.
Oh, okay. I've heard good things about Bear Republic before. We don't get them down here really, though.
Did any of you guys used to get them? Because we used to get them in New York, and they pulled out like 3 years ago, and I haven't seen them since.
We still get them here, I believe.
Really? The Racer 5 IPA used to love that.
Yeah, that was the first one that came out.
Do you drink any of the smalts up there? Because you're in New York, you never talk about smalts brewing. And like if I was there, I'd be killing a lot of those beers.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're all right.
Yeah,
pretty damn good. The ones I've had.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, they're all right. I like their anniversary where they do like the 18 malts, 18 hops. I've had a couple of those I've enjoyed. No, honestly, in our area, we don't see a lot of schmaltz stuff, believe it or not. That's more downstate, closer to New York City. So a lot of it doesn't make it up this way. We usually just get the like the anniversary beers or the special releases. We don't get any of their really normal base stuff. But they're all right. Rainier Prey says, just got home drinking a 20-ounce can of Ballast Point Fathom IPA 6.0. It was $1.99. No rush to try this again. Average stuff. Getting Rajay deals and not enjoying it.
See, Ballast Point, they shouldn't be screwing up.
Oh.
Sons!
But a low That's what they're not used to going low price, even though they're kind of like under a macro now. But it's like, I guess we'll make a shitty beer if it's going to be a lower price one. It's like all the other macros, not all the other macros do, but you know,
got to compete with Lagunitas, but half the quality or so.
Half the value.
Yeah, half everything.
I want to know what their earnings are a year, Lagunitas. Like gross.
Oh, probably through the roof.
Well, you have to look at Heineken Europe now, so you wouldn't even see them because they'd be on their balance sheet.
True. But I'd like to know because of what they, for the quality of beer, for the price point that they sell. It's like,
well, we got the new Newcastle Brown Ales here now. Lagunitas is brewing their beers, and when you look at the new Newcastle label, they'll say out of Chicago and Petaluma. So I was almost tempted to try those, see if they taste any different.
That's interesting because this Wednesday, Rod, you're invited, but this Wednesday, Nick is doing Newcastle Brown for the Beer Analysis 101. I was thinking about joining potentially. I'd have to pick it up. But if I can find the Lagunitas brewed one, I'd totally show up and be like, mine's Lagunitas brewed. And I don't know if there'd be any difference.
I mean, we get it here at our Kroger, so I think they got main distribution.
Oh, man, I'll have to see if that's the case for.
Yeah, you can see the new label to do. It's like a new crisper type look to it. They still have the old one and then a new one, but on the new one it says made in Chicago and Petaluma.
I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, but you said this Wednesday. So I would say this Wednesday is this past Wednesday, and that'd be next.
Oh yeah,
Wednesday.
no, next Wednesday. Yeah,
right.
well,
some people would say this Wednesday because of this upcoming Wednesday.
Yeah,
so it don't matter where you're at.
I'm pretty stupid, but when I say this Wednesday, I meant like it's going to be coming, not that it's already done and we missed it and fuck us.
We actually had a debate like in the office one day about that. Like people were like, "Well, this Monday, wait a minute, this past Monday? No, the upcoming Monday. Oh, you mean next Monday?" And they're like, "No, this Monday." Next Monday, is that next Monday or this Monday? Like what? The Monday coming up next, or that's next Monday? And everybody's like, "No, that's this Monday."
Productivity, fucking off the table.
Yeah.
We should work on today. No, we're talking about whether this Monday or the Monday before. It's like, are you serious? Just do your job.
You know when it stops when someone says, "We're going to fight."
It's fighting words.
You know, you fight over that. I don't know what's happening. Not enough beer, apparently. Jesse says, speaking of honest feedback, I'll try to get you my newest brews unless I run out of money again. Well, I mean, yeah, that'd be great to send us some of your brews and whatnot, Jesse. But yeah, running out of money is probably not ideal.
Don't want to do that. No.
Yeah, we cannot.
Which reminds me, I've got to do the reviews. So I'm going to try to do them this weekend. I don't know when I get uploaded, but on that 21090.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I told you, Joe, or not, but he sent me a coconut.
No, I watched the unboxing.
Oh, you saw the unboxing. So you saw the coconut brown. Now.
I didn't comment because I got the stupid fucking live stream, fucking whatever that I got my. So I was just like, fuck, I'm not going to reply. Fuck you, Google. But I watched it.
A lot of F-bombs there, Joe.
I'm pissed. Fuck Google. I don't understand. Like, I know Rod and other people have it set up when they do like the premiere videos. They have it set up so it probably have the box clicked where it says allow people to comment or whatever. But half the time, it does not. Like when you're viewing it on a laptop or a desktop, it'll just be like live comments were turned off for this video, and I'm like, they totally weren't.
Right.
Because I can go on my phone right now and do it, but I don't use my phone to comment on YouTube, so I'm just it's out of spite.
What's from the YouTube backward ass shit they got under Google now?
Yeah, it happens to Paul's all the time because Paul does nothing pretty much but live reviews. Half of them I can respond to. The other half are just like, no, you can't. So I'm like, well, fuck you then, Google.
A broken feature. Shocker.
Yeah. It's just like, listen, I know it's all free and stuff, but like, then why does it work for some videos and not others? I know Paul's not going to each one and being like, totally, let's turn off the comments for this video. Like, he's not doing
it's
that.
A possibility.
Yeah, maybe, but Rod is.
Yeah.
Google's a multi-billion-dollar company. That should never happen.
Not something that simple.
Yeah.
There's got to be a line of code or something, or there's something where like if it goes over a certain amount of time or whatever, it doesn't show up. But it upsets me because I watch most of the videos on my laptop. So when I comment on people, I comment. The only time I bust out the phone is when I feel like compelled. Like I watched the Kyle over at No Hype Beer review, not interview, but chat that he had with the Beer Tuber Spotlight that Rod did on his channel, and it was turned off, and so I was like, I watched the entire like hour or whatever, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to turn on my phone and I'm going to go in there and actually leave a nice comment because I can be bothered because it was worth it." But like, come on.
Which reminds me, sooner or later we'll have one on the Beer Patrol.
Oh, we will. It's going to be gross.
So speaking of Kyle is coming. So I started doing it. I started messing around because I'm always trying to do different things on the channel. So earlier tonight, I launched a new segment to the channel, which is going to be having a beer and watching a movie trailer, providing a reaction. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it or not, but Kyle had just responded to it, really liked it and everything. So,
yeah, I have to actually when we were doing the live review, Chris and I, Chris is like, "Did you see this?" He had it on his phone. He's like, "Rod reacted to the Marvel trailer of the beer," and I'm like, "Oh, I'll have to watch that after." It'll be interesting.
Something different. Just try to do something different. I almost feel like we have so many people that are doing beer reviews. It's like we start doing other stuff to see other people to be involved. I mean, So I still like having the beer reviews because I love doing the beer reviews as part of the channel, but I may just start screwing around with some more stuff on there. And, all the viewers and all you guys, everybody that watches, and give me the feedback. Let me know what you think of it. If you see something, a dumb idea, just say, hey, I don't like this one,
Rod, it's a fucking stupid idea. The key thing, though, Rod, to keep this in mind, and anybody out there who has a channel, as Todd leaves, he doesn't have a channel to follow. No. Todd just gets up. He's like, fucking out.
They ain't talking to me. They ain't talking to me.
I'll fucking do whatever. You gotta do what you enjoy. Like, the thing we do here, you're not gonna make like Eric might at some point get $100 check now that he can be monetized in the near future.
Whoa! If $100 check comes in here, buddy, I'm gonna be a fucking high roller.
Yeah, you're gonna be going buying every single Old Nation 4-pack you can. No, it's one of those things where you're not gonna make a lot of money as this, so you got to do what you enjoy. But there's certain ways to bring in viewers and stuff, and when you kind of combine movies, especially superhero movies and comic book movies and whatnot with beer, you're going to bring in more viewers and whatnot. So it's a good idea from that aspect for sure. And you kind of start, blending hobbies of one another, because there's a lot of people out there like Kyle who loves comic books and loves superhero movies. So that's going to interest a lot of people. At the end of the day, though, does it interest you? And if it does, that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah, see, I used to always watch trailers and stuff, and I was sitting here the other night, and I'm like, I should just drink a beer, watch a trailer, and I'll put that on the channel, see if people like it. So, I figure it's good Rod do that.
Rod, I was thinking about doing is reviewing a beer reviewer. Like I would have the OBS software up, and I would, have the beer in hand and listen to them, and I would drink it and see if what they're describing was with my palate. And I thought about doing that. I know you would mention it, but I mean, I don't want to. Yeah. I just don't want to take your idea, obviously.
No, I mean, if you could do, I was kind of doing it thinking of a Mystery Science Theater beer review type thing, right? So, because we talked about Eric wanted me to do it on his channel, it's I just pull it up and I had Eric's video on there and pretty much drink the beer while watching Eric's video. What the hell is he talking about right now? Yeah. That's not. I have no idea what's going on in this. But then I'm like,
and that's delicious.
Some people, Eric would be fine with it. If I did it with Joe would be fine with it. And a lot of guys we know, but some people get so sensitive about shit nowadays. You're kind of they think you'd be attacking them instead of just having fun doing it,
What the hell is this Mickey 5 liquor shit?
Yeah.
Mickey's delicious. Also, I have poor quality videos anyway, so it's the only thing you can't really tear me down and tear myself down. That would be the fun part.
You know what?
What the fuck is a Tangelo?
I just might do it to yours with the gravity shift.
Okay, don't ever do it. No, feel free to do whatever, man. I'm into it. I mean, it comes down to you have a YouTube channel. Too many people try to satisfy what other people. I mean, you're asking for feedback, which is awesome, right? Because you're interacting and wanting to know people. But when people are I should do this for this reason, or I should, it's well, the first thing you got to start is what do you enjoy?
Yeah.
And to start it. Then you branch out. Okay, I want to have a beer-centric channel. What can I do with it? Not let me start whatever, because if you don't truly enjoy what you do for a hobby, you put your time and effort. This is probably, for at least everybody but Todd here, because he doesn't have a channel. No offense, Todd, but you don't. Everybody else here has, puts effort into their channel. You spend, X amount of hours per week editing content, grading content, whatever. So if you're doing that, but you're not liking what you're doing, what is the point?
Right, you gotta like what you're doing for sure. Yep. But it's it's funny because there's so many different ideas I had. It's different now. When I was a DJ in college, we were in a radio station, for instance. We used to do the radio stuff, and I'd have one of my buddies come in and he would do a gay weatherman. And it's now if you did something like that, you'd be under attack for things and stuff like that, or the whole parody thing. I mean, even stuff they do on Saturday Night Live, they get attacked on now, and it's humor has just went down to a certain level in the country that you can't even do jokes about certain things.
Yeah. It's. Oh, go ahead. Did you say something?
I was going to ask Rod what his DJ name was.
Oh boy,
it was big money back in the day. One of the players, it's funny. One of the football players that I was friends with. Every time he saw me, I was working. He's like, "Oh, you're always chasing that big money," and people just started calling me Big Money all the time. The players, other people there, and it was like I was always working, doing something. So
I have now, from this day forward, I'm going to refer to Rod as Big Money.
Big Money.
Even my buddy, like my old buddies from college on Facebook, they're like, "Hey, Big Money, what's going on?" Blah blah blah. You know, so like, yeah.
Everybody hear that out there? Rod J. BeerVentures, now known as Big Money. In fact, when I do, I have one beer left from the box. Totally calling you Big Money in that one. My friend Big Money over at Big Money BeerVentures. I totally am. It's happening.
And everybody be like, I know him. I used to groove to his tunes back in the day.
I used to groove to
I even have a ring in my jewelry box from back in college where it was like onyx with like a one of those dollar signs on and stuff. But we go out and stuff, and like I had the ring on, everybody knew me as Big Money, so the ring on.
Oh man.
Got it from what's that place? The old Pure Sin Pagoda that used to be in malls or something back in the day, or in those little jewelry stores.
I picture Rod like coming in with the big clock hanging down from his.
Don't profile, Todd. Don't profile.
Nice, Todd.
No, not profile at all. You went there, so I was thinking I could just see, like jewelry and everything. It's like all blinged out.
Enemy fan, so a clock.
Rod has all the rings. One says Big, the other one says Money.
Yeah.
What's your name? Big Money.
My freshman year, like everybody kind of knew because I had a Kango hat. Everybody's always saw me with the Kango hat and stuff for me. You know, it was the golden era of hip hop.
Yeah.
Going all LL Cool J.
Yeah. They didn't get the ladies up, but, you know.
All right, enough of Big Money.
They reminisced over you. Go ahead.
Settle down, Big Money. Jesse said that sending the newest brews was directed at me and then Rod J in the future.
Things, yeah.
I don't know if Rod J needs any more, beer, considering he turned down 450 North tomorrow.
I didn't say I turned it down.
Yeah, did you though?
Kinda, sorta did.
I didn't want Todd to feel fresh. And then I saw the thing today. And it was just like, all right, shut up and take my money. Like, okay, you got 7 of the ones out there. One of them was that Caribbean one. So,
yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. Like, Todd's going for whatever, but if he has any left over, I mean, that's the PayPal account.
It's totally on Todd. Let me know. I can Venmo. I can.
I'm locked in to get some at least for Jeff anyway.
Yeah. See, Jeff, I don't like you anymore now, Jeff. I ability to get 450 North. I don't like it.
I can save Todd shipping charges. I'll just ride down there tomorrow on Saturday, rather.
No, I don't like this.
There you go.
He said he didn't want any time. No, that's cool that you're hooking up, Jeff. Like I said, he'll send you some really good stuff. You should enjoy it.
I was gonna say he went to the Witch's Hat release last week, so he said he got a few of those. So
you haven't had any Witch's Hats?
No, never. No.
Yeah, it's seriously pretty delicious. Pretty delicious.
Yeah, big shout.
Well, what's up?
Oh no, I was just gonna say a big shout out to Steven over at Eclipse. He sent me an email today on something he may shoot down as a home brew, which don't want to get details on because I know he may be watching this broadcast. But I'm ready to check that baby out.
He's sending it. I need to email him, and I'm going to after the show.
Yeah.
If it's the same beer, we should do a duo homebrew review.
Let's do a duo. Yeah, we definitely should.
If let me contact him after this, and if he's going to do that, then we'll do it.
I'll even provide the soundtrack music to it because it's part of the title.
Oh, I'm fucking ready then. Eric Dover says, "How many times can Joe say other half in 5 minutes? Taking bet, sons."
Well, here's the other half of it, Eric.
Bumpy Road says, Jesse says, "My guess is 36. I can say way more than that. Come on, Jesse." Rainier Praise says, "Last year's KBS is still at a few places around here." Yeah.
We got KBS at places and CBS at places, but it won't be at my house. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's
I'll tell you a funny thing I saw today too. I should have took a picture of it. I was at Kate when I went to Kroger earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I was like looking at stuff. I turned around, looked on the other side. In our Kroger, we have like usually the macro side and the craft side, like in the row.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is that next to the Budweiser? And they had put the Founders Solid Gold. So hey, we're going to put this in the macro lager space.
That's where it belongs.
It does, really.
That beer, listen, say what you want about Founders. I like Founders beer, right? But that beer was very underwhelming, and I would not pay a premium for that over some macros. There's a lot more macros. Yeah, it's too expensive for what you're getting. Yeah, even at $1 or whatever.
What was their 15 pack like? It was like $14 or $15. It wasn't that much off the all day IPA, I believe. Yeah,
they have all day. No,
that's true too. Yeah,
that's a fucking great session IPA. I mean, it is. It's flavorful. You can always find it fresh. It's fucking cheap. I don't know how you're going to charge the same almost for a solid gold lager. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting worked up over no reason. Paul says, let me know, Joe, what Dogfish Head brews you're doing. So yeah, the live reviews, it's going to be 2 weeks from this upcoming Monday. Paul, I'm doing American Beauty and Sequench.
Oh,
and that goes for anybody here. If you want to join, you just American Beauty Sequench. I'm going to do it live on Monday, 8 p.m. I can push it back to 8:30 if people can't do it that early, but Rod, if you want to join.
I love Sequench. I can definitely do it. I haven't done American. Actually, I've had American Beauty on tap, but I can pick it up too.
I've had 2 weeks. Yeah, not this Monday, but 2 weeks from this upcoming Monday.
This Monday, next Monday, or the week from Monday?
It'd be the Monday after next.
Yeah, April 5th. April 5th. Oh, no, it's not April 5th. No, it's
April 5th. It's a Friday. April 1st. April Fool's Day. Are you messing with us, Joe?
No, it's April. It's going to be April 8th. April Fool's Day is actually going to be the first anniversary of my channel and my 300th review on that night. So I'm doing Deschutes Black Butte 30th, and I'm doing the same night Firestone Walker 22nd anniversary. So for my special anniversary 300th review. So should be fun. Can't be doing Dogfish American Beauty and Sequence for my 300th anniversary. Come on.
Sam would be proud at Dogfish Head that you chose.
Yeah, well, I'll probably not enjoy American Beauty. I feel like I'll like Sequence, but American Beauty, I don't know. Honey granola palo. Yeah. I picked it up though. I didn't have it when it originally came out, so.
Which we did just get the Great Lakes new IPA here as well. I haven't picked it up yet though.
They have a new one?
Yeah. The new one that's the I want to say it might be the Brute IPA or something. It's a new one that came out. It's just Great Lakes IPA.
Yo, Brute IPA? What are they doing?
I think I gotta look at my phone, but yeah, we got the new one here. Let me take a look.
Come on, Great Lakes. I'll read the comments while you continue. Eric Gilbert says Church Key Holy Smoke is their best beer. I heard it was terrible, so I don't know, Eric Gilbert. I don't trust you anymore. Cruiser Mac says, hey guys, what's up, Cruiser Mac?
What's up, Cruiser?
Yeah, he said hi to you. What's up, buddy? Jesse says, this is the future, that is the past. Is he talking about the Mondays? Rainer Prey says he just revisited Newcastle Brown after many years, and I drain poured it. Real interest in trying the Lagunitas version. Damn, a drain pour.
Drain pour, which one?
Newcastle.
Oh, I didn't like it. The Lagunitas version.
Oh, man, I'm gonna need it to settle down. Eric Gilbert.
Newcastle's a bit watery by today's standards.
Yeah, it's basically you look at it's basically a macro brown ale, like on that level. It's okay. I've always enjoyed it for what it is. Nothing crazy.
I thought it fucking sucked.
Yeah, it's just horse shit. I give it 300 out of 5.
The Great Lakes IPA is actually the American IPA, but the Brutalism IPA is their IPA brute that they have now.
I'm gonna have to leave that on the shelf then.
You're not getting into the brutes at all, are you? They're just not working for you.
No, it's just too. Those are so dry and carbonated. It's like not for me. I can see how people would like that. I feel like the problem is they're so highly carbonated and so dry. I'm left with like no redeeming quality on the flavor. Like it's just like I get the flavor for 2 seconds, instantly gone. I'm like, what the fuck? Like my mouth is now devoid of saliva. It's super carbonated, so now it's devoid of flavor. So what am I drinking this for?
Honestly, I haven't had one yet. I always overlook them. I just think of the Brute champagne. I just don't care much for that. So I'm like, I don't.
I've had the New Belgium and I've had the Sierra Nevada, and I wasn't impressed with either.
Yeah, Todd, you're gonna probably keep it that way, or you should anyway.
I probably will, Joe.
Hey, Joe, do you get Upwind there?
Yeah, I get some of their stuff.
Have you had the Modern Tart yet?
Can't say that I've seen it.
Joe, you do get Upwind there?
I mentioned some of the bigger sours we get, like the 750, like cork and caged or whatever they put them in, or the big basically wine bottle-esque ones. We don't get it. We don't get any of their, like, I've not seen any like base IPAs or like canned or anything. It's just those big bottles.
Well, the Modern Tart's one of their newer sour ones. I just had that on draft last night. And that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard great things about their sours.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, when they release them, their sours are so sour you almost can't even tell what they're actually shooting for. Like the flavor of them is just like, whoa, all.
You know what like that? Cascade. Cascade's like that too. They have like that enamel ripping sour where it's like, I don't know what's going on because my fucking it feels like I'm losing teeth as I'm drinking.
I'm too puckered up.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago, I think it was, maybe 4. I'm not sure now. Like when they do some of their special, I don't know if they still do it or not, but they used to. You have to get like enter a drawing to even get drawn out and go to the brewery and pick them up. Mm-hmm. So I won a chance to go. So Shannon and I went up and went up to Bloomington and picked them up, and we brought them back and drank them like the next weekend. It was like you couldn't even almost tell one from the other because they were so sour that you couldn't even get the flavor out of them. It was like I just paid like $25 a bottle for these things. Well, why? They all tasted the same.
And they was like, in the words of Dave Chappelle, "Gotcha, bitch."
Exactly.
That's the one thing I think I guess when it comes to sours and like wild ales and stuff, I wish most of those were in 12-ounce bottles or 12-ounce bottles because you can't really can a lot of those, the wild ales and stuff, because reefer ferment kind of can go sideways and crazy shit. But all those are seemingly, all of them are 22-ounce or 750 milliliter bottles. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't want to drink literally 25.4 ounces of this crazy sour beer. And then people will be like, well, that's a sharing beer. That's cool. But what if I just want to try that myself and not share it?
Right.
So give me half of it. And it's like most places don't do that.
I really wish they'd just do away with the bombers in general and just go to 12 or 16-ounce cans, bottles, either way.
The sexy Amagang bottles, those 12-ounce sexy Amagang bottles, they're fantastic. I reviewed their brewed IPA, which was the best brewed IPA I've had, which was just still okay. And then their double barrel Belgian style double, but it was in those 12 ounces, beautiful looking. Like they look like the classy 750s, but they were 12 ounces. Like this, everybody just adopt these. These are beautiful. Yeah. They're 12 ounces. They're fancy looking. You put anything in them.
I got a lot of bombers like in my cellar just because, like I really don't want to open it up by myself, but I don't want to just share with anybody that's not going to actually appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of few and far between. So it's like they're just kind of just sitting there. I want to drink them, but I don't want to open them up and have a whole one by myself.
Or how many times do you get a 500 mil or a 750 mil and they're 15%? And you're like, I don't want to literally drink like the equivalent of 3 or 4 beers and one beer of all the same flavor. Like I want to drink a couple different ones tonight. And if you're not sharing it with somebody, then you're not drinking it. And like
you're pretty much locked in. Yeah.
Me, I'm all by myself. So, I do what I got to do. That's just the end of it. 22, 25.4. 50.7. I know.
Or 50, I was gonna say, or 50 ounces, whatever.
There's 2 people watching. Well, one person watching, one person here. That you got Rod here who just tears down whatever, and Paul tears down everything as well. So they don't count. They are not human. I'm pretty sure they're not human. I have never. If I did what Rod did a couple weekends ago when you took down that anchor and then you went and just started hammering, I'd be fucking dead in the ditch.
I had to keep going. It's like 50.7, but it's like 6.7 maybe.
My man.
That's a war.
Then you drank like a huge beers after. Like, I'm drinking this is 12% or 11% or something. You were drinking like an Imperial Stout after that. I was like, hi, fucking what?
Then what we call that? Being in the zone, baby.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yo, you were in the zone, all right?
We're not talking about in the zone. Tom's been to beer fest. We've been in the zone.
Yeah, well, I mean that's not that I can't drink the bombers or 2 in a sitting. Sometimes you just don't want the same beer multiple, pours in a night.
As the classy people would say, the more fancy people, you get palate fatigue.
You gotta train that palate, baby.
That's right.
Get some Gatorade if you need.
You're slacking, Joe. You're slacking.
It doesn't electrolytes
lightweight.
Electrolytes pumping.
I'm totally fat, but I'm totally a lightweight.
What Rod and I would say, lightweight.
No, I'm totally.
You're like Wild Hogs. You're like Wild Hogs. You ain't no real biker.
Guys,
training wheels.
I have a bicuspid aortic valve. I take prescription medication. I can't. No, I don't know.
No, nobody likes excuses, Joe.
No, it's true. That's true. I did say that to you earlier. Fair play, good sir. Eric Gilbert says Unibrew Rathman is my favorite smoke beer. Peated Scotch Ale. Sons. And then Ranger Afraid says Guinness Blonde is now brewed at Guinness. Just listen to how dumb that sounds.
That is one Guinness I'm not a big fan of. I mean, it's like
oh, that 450 North beer is brewed at 450. Oh, is that okay.
Really? Shocker.
He said he's interested still in the Guinness Blonde Ale. Jesse says something absolutely terrible. Says naked beer reviews next week on Rajay. Jesse, I'm gonna need you to slow it down.
You get the Canadian guys, and you get Greg to do that anytime you need.
Yeah, Rhino, maybe Greg. There's a lot of guys that we do shirtless. This is not our vibe. Eric says big money it is in reference to Rod's name. I agree. Eric, who is in the chat here, but he posted in the comments and he said, Bumpy, no one wants to see me naked. and I can agree with him. Nobody wants to see any of us naked watching the show. I should say that. Earth says he needs a rapper size 6-pack chain. That would be fantastic. Jesse says, well, Eric, it's all about camera angle. Eyes near the top of the screen and only show the waist level. He's got the little whatever I can't even do with the Hawaii.
I don't know how you know those camera angles, so we're just going to leave it at that.
Jesse's a very sophisticated individual when it comes to the camera angle.
Sort of wonder how you got bit on his lip there.
Yeah, wow. No, I'm not wondering because that's kind of went in and out of my head. Like I'm not worried anymore. Eric Gilbert calls founders flounders. I like that. They are flounders. Ashley Saxon shows up, says, "Good evening, panel and viewers. Cheers."
Ashley, what's happening? We talked all about you earlier. All about your beer. Joe spotlighted you. We talked about your channel.
I had 20 people watch my show. 20 people. You're going to get all the subs. About 2 of them from my channel, probably.
Ashley was on our rival channel tonight.
Yeah, fuck you, Ashley.
Oh, yeah. There goes your subs. There goes your subs.
Ashley, I've unsubbed now. That's bullshit.
The beer sucked.
Yeah. I didn't rate it, but I'm going to rate it now. 0. No. Eric
-5 out of 5.
I gave it a -7 billion. Eric Gilbert says, "Holy smoke is terrible." Just saying, sons. Cheers, second. I'm just gonna start screaming "sons" randomly. It'd be a good time.
You need to get a shirt that just says that. Sons.
You need to get sons. Yeah, actually, that would work.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. I'm gonna wear that Vinyl Beer Festival. Just one that says "sons" with like 5 exclamation marks.
There you go. Yeah.
And then when people ask me like, "What's going on? What do you guys have today?" Sons. Every single booth should be fun.
But it has to be all caps, so everybody knows that it's like, sons.
I mean,
I should maybe do like a Rajay BeerVentures T-shirt. And make a new edition on the back, put "beer here, sons" or something.
I mean, just about the word itself, using it like you can't be like, "Oh, what's going on today, sons?" It's like,
No.
It's like
gotta be the right time.
Zazz and some emphasis on sons. Like you got to get into it.
Or you say more beer and then make the sons like big.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just like fucking 7 times the rest of the words. Jesse says, Eric, historically, and he's talking to Eric Gilbert to clarify, he says, historically, peat was not used in Scottish ales. Smoked peat is a newer revolution of the style. If it's good and works, then go forth. Drop it knowledge, sons!
I was just surprised when I found out they were using bourbon barrels out of Kentucky for the Scotch ales over in Scotland. I did not know that until I saw that 60 Minutes thing a couple years ago.
Wow. Man, dropping knowledge. Earth says 12-ounce version of a 750 ml bottle. I don't know if he's referencing Amagang, but yeah, I'm into it.
I got a couple of the big bottles of Amagang there too. I think I got the whole series now: the King of Thrones, Queen of Thrones. I don't watch the show. I don't know. They're just all like from Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah, they're all trash. I I mean, I don't know. They have to be. No, I'm just kidding. I know Paul did the King of the North, the latest one, and he just basically shit on Amagang throughout the entire review.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I agree with Paul on that one.
Todd also shits on Amagang on that one. Well, you know what?
Although I honestly haven't been a fan of a lot of those Game of Thrones beers that they've had. They've not been that good, honestly.
And you would maybe think that they're trying to get the crossover crowd that's watching the show.
They're building off the hype off the show, I'm sure.
Yeah. You think you'd want to make a fucking great beer. I mean, I like a lot of Amagang style. The Hennepin's fucking fantastic saison.
Oh yeah.
That
Three
double
Philosophers is great.
Yeah, Three Philosophers, fantastic. I had the barrel aged version.
Yeah.
Dude, the barrel aged version that's fucking so good. If I ever see a bottle of it, I'm gonna totally drink the shit out of it. But like that series itself has all been underwhelming for the most part. And you see most people say that, which is a shame because you would think you could want to get the crossover crowd and you want to sell them on craft beer and specifically Amagang. And I don't think
how far are they from you? They're in Cooperstown, right?
They're about 4 hours ish.
Oh, is it 4 hours? Okay.
Yeah, it's like they're like right in between, say, Western New York and New York City, kind of like right in the middle.
Right, yeah. They're like kind of Albany.
Yeah, Albany. And Albany's like
sort of.
Yeah, Albany's like 4-ish. So.
Well, that's like I was reading a piece a couple weeks ago on collaboration beers, and basically they were talking about in the piece how much the collaboration beers aren't really what you think they're ever going to be, because it's really a mismatch of these two breweries getting together, or 3 or 4, however many, and they say, oh, well, this has Cigar City on it, or this has, Other Half, or whatever brewery name it may be, that you may not get. You think it's going to be a great thing, but really it's not. It's because these guys are going in, they're picking stuff apart from each other to come up with something kind of blend, but it's not as good as if you went to that actual brewery. So,
and honestly, I can say more often than not, collaborations disappoint me. Yeah, I would.
And you think about the Sierra Nevadas beers.
Oh, that's
right.
Fucking
the beer across the world.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are always shit. Every single year they did them. There's like 1 or 2 out of the box that was like good, and the rest were just like. I remember they did the Treehouse. It was Treehouse, and then it was like East meets West IPA, and it was like drinking. I was like, what the fuck? Have you ever had a Treehouse beer? Because this is like Sierra Nevada with like Treehouse being like, yo, we're totally hanging out with Sierra Nevada today, but we did nothing to this beer. It's just all fucking Sierra Nevada. And it's just like, that entire box is the thing. And on top of that, when they did that box with the freshness, they killed it too, because it would show up, it'd be 2.5, 3 months,
6 months later.
Yeah. Like here's our IPA bottled 3 months ago. It's like, what?
Well, a lot of times they're just trying to bank off the popularity of a certain brewery or whatnot. Although I could say, like Untitled Art, some of the stuff collabs that they're doing is actually pretty good for the most part.
I think when you get smaller breweries collabing, they have better control about what they're doing, and they don't have to do it on a grand scale. So you see, like I've had a lot of like the New York breweries between like Finback and Eric Gilbert. Cover ears, earmuffs. Other half. Finback. Other half. Grimm. Different places that have done collabs, and a lot of them absolutely. Like the best beer I've had this year was Heinous from it was Finback, and I forget the other brewery involved in that. Microphone, and they were out of what Microphone's close to.
Microphone, I've heard a lot of good things about them.
Yeah, Heinous, it was a pastry stout that had hazelnut shit. It was fucking absolutely bonkers good. It was so good. And I'm like, this is a collaboration, and more often than not, they fail. But I think when you get the smaller breweries get together, they do a better job.
Well, I always wonder what actually goes into a collaboration. Does like the head brewers get together and like write out the recipe? What does that actually mean?
So I think it was, I forgot, somebody talked about this. I think it was Matt over at Mass Beer Reviews, basically said on one of the podcasts, they had the guy from Carton Brewing in New Jersey, and they talked about like, basically it's a big excuse to go out for dinner with friends in the brewing industry. Like you invite the people like to your brewery, whatever. You guys spend like a little bit of time going over whatever the recipe is, and it's just like, well, we're working together. They do the beer, and then they go out to dinner and just spend a bunch of money treating them to like a night on the town.
Yeah, big social thing.
Yeah, it's a social thing, and it's like, okay, we collab. We're two, whatever breweries you guys like our stuff, we'll collab. I don't think it's as in depth as people. They probably just go over a quick like, all right, what do you want to do? Let's do. All right, here's our base, whatever base style we're gonna do, and then we'll throw this, and then. All right, let's go get fucking hammered.
Yeah. Yeah, because like last summer, Against the Grain here in Louisville, which a lot of people know of, or most people probably know of, did a collaboration with Cycle Brewing out of Florida. Yeah. And we're selling the beers here for like $35. Well, about a week later, it come out that like Cycle was selling the same exact beer in their location for like 25. So actually it didn't go over too well because everybody was like, fucking, what's Against the Grain doing? Like trying to just gouge people for money because they had the Cycle name in it. So they probably thought they'd get more money out of it. I mean, they sold off they flew off the shelves like hotcakes. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't go just because I wasn't going to pay $35 for a stout that was, who knows if it was good or not.
They're always getting questioned on their pricing, though.
Well, they are, yeah. I've heard a lot of people, especially in distro, that aren't local. Yeah, locally, they're still kind of expensive. If you go over to the brewery, it's not quite as bad. But I've always heard like distro places is like, see same type of beer I can get for $10 or $12 would be like $17, $18 for a bottle. I'm like, what the?
I'll tell you what.
Like you're not 450 North, son.
Against the Grain was like probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Showed up here, and I think I mentioned this before, but they showed up here, and their introduction to the market was their Sit Your Ass Down and a 22-ounce bomber for $17. And I'm like, you saw Sit Your Ass Down and like Stone and Joy Buy, super fresh. Sit Your Ass Down, not as fresh, and that bomber was like $8.99, $9.99. People were just, that beer sat on the shelf for I don't know how many months. Then brown ale showed up, which was just an American brown ale, and that was like $10+ for a bomber of just like a 5.5% American brown ale. What, like, you can't show up in a new market and be like, oh, we're Against the Grain, fucking our shit's hyped or whatever. No one's paying that kind of money when there are hundreds of beers on the shelf that are probably just as good, if not better. Like, get out.
Sit Your Ass Down 4-packs here will be like anywhere from $14 to $16 a 4-pack on the shelf. I mean, it's like, it's like, it's a good beer, but I'm like, like you said, there's a lot of other beers that you could pay $4 or $5 less and get the same quality of beer.
Yeah, think of the comparison. $16.99 for a 22-ounce bomber of the Sit Your Ass Down. Take one 450 North beer at whatever you paid, $20 a 4-pack, so $5 for a can. That's 16 ounces. Add an extra 6 ounces. It's not fucking 17. And 450 North blows away Against the Grain as far as hop forward beers go, at least from my experience.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Well, it's one you were talking about the collab thing, and each week we have a Cincinnati Beer Week here. They do a competition to choose a Cincinnati beer. So they'll have like last couple years there'll be teams of like 5 or 6 breweries on each beer. There'll be like 5 or 6 teams or whatever. And now coming up will probably have more than that. But it's kind of like you sit there, you're thinking there's no way all these breweries can get everything they want into this beer. They're going to whittle it down to whatever it's going to be. They're going to decide. And they're going to go out basically socialize or party or write off the expense or whatever,
Right. Yeah.
But if you go to each of these individual breweries, you'll probably get better beers than what that collab will end up being.
Right. And that's what I always wonder, like in a collaboration, like how much actually goes into it from the actual collaborator. I don't know, we going to say collaborator beer that's coming into it,
Yeah.
I mean, there's only one person that's brewing it. So what can you really do that's a collaboration? Maybe that's why I was wondering if like the recipe or something is both of them, or
they come up with the different ingredients and stuff. I mean, say you're going to make like a black cherry stout, someone will say, well, we should use these kind of cherries. Someone might say this kind of cherries, and they're going to decide on what cherries they want to use. But yeah, it's going to be done at one of the breweries most likely, and then they're going to make whatever size for it to come out. But like Joe said, after that point, once you decide on what you're going to do, okay, let's go to one of the breweries, or let's go party over here, or whatever. Or let's go eat. Let's go do whatever. And you kind of learning about each other's business at that point, and you're having a good time.
So to me, it'd be like a collab would be like, say, if somebody was doing like a Joe Oberon, and then like some others.
Fuck you. Todd, fuck you. I saw you
and then somebody take like their, marquee beer, and then you like maybe mash it together. That to me, that's a
no. They go from scratch. They go from scratch here when they come up with it. Like Ryan Guys here teamed up with Sun King out of Indiana on collaborations, and pretty much they created that beer together. It wasn't like they took the truth and they put it with something that Sun King had and kind of messed it up or anything. So yeah,
did or didn't.
They didn't. I mean, it was made all from scratch on what they decided to make as a recipe for the beer. Which, by the way, the first day of spring was not yesterday. It is actually Monday, Because Monday's the day Oberon's released.
This past Monday?
yeah. Can't be clear on that. Is that?
Comments, we'll go to comments because someone mentioned Oberon and I can't be bothered to respond.
Sorry, I go back there.
Oberon.
Eric Gilbert, Eric Gilbert says, "Love me loads of pizzas." And then Earth says, "Goose Island, Isla Sans. Find some, let me know." And then Eric Gilbert says, "You need a bruh shirt," and then also a Sans shirt. So a bruh and a Sans. Running out of steam with the Suns. Jesse says, "I have to give to Treehouse. Their beer's fresh, just canned are great. I like Trillium a bit more, but fresh air too green and need 2 to 3 weeks to settle down." Suns.
It was funny about
No.
Let Eric. Wait,
what happened?
You don't let them settle down. You drink them fresh.
Oh.
Well, it's like Jesse's up in New Hampshire, and I'm looking at possibly a different change. I won't say too much because people don't know that I'm looking at it, might be watching it. But chances are, if I'm in New Hampshire, the first thing I did was looked at where our office was. The next thing I did was look at where the UPS store was. So I'll be loading up. I'll be like, "Hey, just back." Yeah.
Jesse sent me a couple of really good beers from. I like the Kettlehead one he sent me. El Dorado Falcon. He sent me a couple good beers from New Hampshire that I thoroughly enjoyed.
I didn't even tell you guys, Mantry had a Dorado High as well. It wasn't as good as the other ones, I didn't think, though, but when they came back out this year, Dorado hops, they made Dorado High.
Yeah, I think you're going to be disappointed by review.
Did you see the Galaxy High? You weren't a big fan of the Galaxy High?
No, I liked it.
It's not like the stuff you're...
No, it was like an old school IPA. Yeah. I mean, I liked it. I think I gave it a 4-ish, something around there. It was good. But I even said in the video, I was like, I know I'm not. Yeah, like I know Todd and Rod both like this more than me. But yeah, no, it was fun to try. Really, what I really liked out of everything was the Brew Force was really good, but also the Listerman just American Pale Ale. Like I thought that was a great American Pale Ale.
No shit on Norwood.
Yeah, and I
like that one.
Well, I thought it was like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Like it had that classic, old school Pale Ale kind. I was like, dude, if you're looking for something in the vein of Sierra Nevada, this is like perfect. But my favorite was Brew Force. I thought that was a great New England style IPA. That was really fucking tasty.
Talking about Listerman?
Yeah, that was really good.
My review might be different than your review then. I thought it was good. I probably got that one higher than me.
Yeah, I gave it like a 4.4 or something like that. I really liked that. It was good.
Yeah, Listerman's doing some good stuff.
I did. I've liked everything. The only thing, the barley wine, I really enjoyed too. But I haven't
done that one yet.
Oh man, it's so malt forward. Like it's so malt forward. It's just incredibly like so much malt. But I liked it. It was just like American barley wine. There's really no hops here. But yeah, no. The only one I haven't had is the one that Todd just drank, which is the rugged expanse. From,
Todd, what did you think of the rugged expanse before you crack open the squeeze box?
Squeeze box looks like it's like absolute fucking sewer water. It's gross.
It was being that they titled it American Belgian Stout. I wasn't sure what to expect. It was to me, it was very coffee forward.
Yeah, I haven't had it yet, so I don't know. I haven't tasted it. I don't know, Jojo, have you had that one or Eric?
Rugged Expanse.
It's
the only one I haven't reviewed yet from yours. I reviewed everything but that so far.
I mean, it was pretty decent, but it was really more coffee than I was expecting out of it. I really didn't know what to expect out of it because it doesn't tell you anything about it. But it's definitely. I'm curious to see what you guys think about it because I thought it was very coffee forward.
So you didn't get
much because they make it nice. They make a great wood beer and some other stuff that's usually bottled and. I was like, they're canning this now. This would be kind of interesting to send out.
You don't get honestly, there's not many breweries that do Belgian style stout. So to have a stout with a Belgian yeast strain from American brewery, it doesn't happen unless it's like a brewery that does mostly Belgian beers, like say Allagash or something.
Right.
But no, did you guys do the whiteout from?
I haven't done the whiteout yet. You haven't done any of it. I sent you. What did you think of the whiteout? It was good. I actually liked it. I didn't get much walnut really. And only a little bit of blueberry, but I thought it was pretty solid. I want to say I gave it like a 3.75, low 4, something like that. So it was pretty solid. I enjoyed it.
it was kind of weird because I was thinking like pastry stout going into it, like kind of with all the ingredients. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be super sweet. It wasn't super sweet. It was sweet, but I could have probably drank a couple cans of that. The squeeze box was interesting, but I still can't get over the look. If you hold that, dude.
How did Todd's look there?
I will. I haven't cracked it yet. I was going to say, I will say on the Rugged Expanse, it's 8%, but I didn't really get that it was 8% out of it at all. I didn't feel like it was that much alcohol in it.
Nice.
But I mean, it tasted more like a cold coffee to me. So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It was definitely the most interesting box. He's like,
what is that?
The smell on it's kind of weird.
I'll be honest with you, the squeeze box.
I'm going to present Todd so everybody can see Todd pour this thing.
Oh, that doesn't look as bad as mine. Mine looked fucking crazy oxidized and weird.
Kind of looks like carrot juice, sort of.
Yeah, maybe. It just has, when you fill it up, let's say, now it's starting to get the sewer water.
Oh,
yeah.
It is kind of darkening up as you. It's not coming out on the camera. It looks more pinkish on the camera, but it is.
Well, it's probably like the pulp or something.
There you go.
It has like grayish tones to it. Like when I was doing it, was not.
It does have some kind of brownish tone to it.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's kind of looks like muddied water, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look
looks
great.
like a little bit of orangey-ish and brownish.
Yeah, with a little like dye coloring to it or something. I don't know.
It doesn't look like strawberries at all.
What did you squeeze into the squeeze?
Yeah, what exactly? There you go.
Mix the batch with sewer water? I don't understand. Yeah, it's not great. But I'm gonna see what's up.
Just see what Todd tastes it.
I'm not going to tell you what I think it looks like. We'll just pass.
Yeah, we may not want to know that, Eric.
We'll go to taste it so we know what it tastes like. What you think of it? Tom, why she's nervous now?
No. I'm just looking at the can. I was like, I don't think that I've ever seen anybody put like the pH on the can, which might be why it's on there if it's coming out brown looking.
Yeah. I like the little thing they have where it says less sour, more sour, and then they have a little X on it, like it's over here.
They do. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know if I get close enough, but
back it up a little. Yeah.
So 8.6 ABV, 3.35 pH. What the hell does that mean? It's like, okay, it's okay to drink. The water's not very good for it, but
balance and stuff in beer.
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
Kind of like.
But nobody ever puts it on a can that I remember.
No, almost never. It's very important.
So it says, drink fresh. This Midwest fruit tart has 3,000 pounds of strawberries, 60 grams of vanilla beans.
Yeah.
For a 30 BBL batch.
I don't know what the Midwest fruit tart is supposed to be, by the way.
That's the weirdest fucking thing. What is a strawberry Midwest fruit tart?
Right.
Like, I don't only drink strawberry Midwest fruit tarts all the time.
No, on the smell, I do get like vanilla, kind of strawberry, creamy type smell to it.
You're just making shit up right now, Todd. Todd, you making?
No, I'm not.
For me, it smelled better than it tasted. It was still good.
Now I'm nervous.
It's nothing on the level of the 450 North Slush.
Where's Shannon? Hey, Shannon, come taste this.
No, I was trying to get her to sit in tonight, but she's like, I don't want to start drinking. I can get up in the morning and go to 450 North.
Yeah, she's ready to roll to 450 North.
Oh, yeah. Just multiples. That means there's all the beers. That means we're all getting hooked up.
Oh, yeah. Shannon is Christmas now. She's getting up to like Christmas every time 450 North comes out with something.
No, I couldn't get her to go to last time.
Damn.
She's like, nope, I'm not going. I was like, you're done with craft beers already? That was quick.
So was it taste like?
She likes them, but she said they fill her up too quick.
Yeah, if you're drinking 27 of them like Rod or Paul. I can tell on Todd's face. It's all right.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. I definitely get some strawberry in it, but it almost kind of tastes like it's old strawberries.
Like
that makes any sense.
It must be that Midwest fruit tart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So strawberries from St. Louis, they're not very good.
I pretty much had the same reaction you did. I enjoyed it, but like I thought there would be way more strawberries and vanilla in the taste, like based on how much they're using.
Right.
Like I get strawberry, I get a little hit of vanilla, and that's basically all you get. I don't get a whole lot of. It's a little bit of tartness, but not a ton.
See, mine was my can. I must have just hit me, but I drinking so many sour beers. I don't usually the sourness doesn't affect me, but that was pretty tart for me.
Yeah, one of the things they do at their brewery, they actually have different liquids you can add to your beer to cut the tartness, which is pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as it sits a little bit, it is getting. I do taste kind of the tingling of the tartness in it.
Was it if
it built up?
I was say if it's sat out for a while or not.
No, I just got out of the fridge.
Yeah.
You know what's really good was the Kolsch she sent. I really enjoyed too. By the way, I forgot who that from.
Which one was the Kolsch?
The habitual.
Oh, yeah. That was the deal of the day, right there. It was a 6-pack for $2.99.
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah. I'm so numb to Rod J deals. Like they go in and out my head. Like I think he said there's a Rod J deal, but I'm not.
We don't believe it. We don't believe it at all.
I've already heard too many.
Well, dude, you watched the Jungle Gym videos. I couldn't believe the glass deals they had there.
Oh yeah,
came out with like 12 glasses.
They're literally
and to back Rod up, I've been to Jungle Gym, so it's all legit.
Yeah.
Speaking of glasses, Todd. How are those
450 glasses? Would be awesome. Yeah.
One of those stemless fucking slushy fresh fruit glasses or whatever.
Is that what you want? The stemless ones?
I guess the one with the little fruits on them or whatever from the fresh fruit series. That are even if they don't have stemless ones.
Well, I'll see what they got. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of the glassware for tomorrow, but I'm sure they got some. They usually do. So I'll see what I can get for you.
Proper glassware when you send 450 North stuff. Like I need to find maybe next time other half I can give you guys the tikus. The tikus that they have with like the logo on them, the one I use in all my reviews. They have ones that fucking different colors and stuff that I need to pick up for myself. But yeah, there's glassware's I mean, you look at Rod fucking buying 700 different ones for $8 or whatever at Jungle Gyms. Like so many different ones you want to buy. It's like Jesus.
4 for $1.99. Pick and choose. It's your choice. This is actually it's a decent. I'd agree. It's better tasting than what it looks. It's not very.
A lot of people around here see me posting like they've been liking it on.
Listen. Next beer mail, Rod. Yeah, I'll take more Urban Artifact. Like I want to try more of this stuff. Like, I enjoyed it. It was the one I looked forward to the most.
I was trying to find more. You guys like some of the pint cans. They only go 12 ounce in their cans. So I was trying to give you guys more.
No, and their stuff is pretty good, Joe. You'd like some more of the stuff from them. I would think.
I enjoyed that one. I did enjoy it. I was a little let down. I thought the nose was better, but like I still was a fucking good beer. It's kind of like.
I would agree though. Wouldn't you have like a 450 North slushy? It's kind of hard to compare a lot of them too once you have those.
Yeah, I mean that's fair though. It's not really beer.
No, it's not. I mean, this in a sense is a beer. It's like a different beer all in its. I mean, it's a beer all on its own. You know, it's completely different style basically.
450 North is like you say you're a Berliner Weiss, but are you?
Yeah.
Every single.
Are you really?
All the slushy ones this Sunday and the next Sunday, like all the 3 Sundays, every single review, I'm just like, yeah, I can't. How do I rate this anymore? Like, it's fucking not beer. It's not. It's all you can say. It's not beer. All right, let me catch up on the comments here. We have people saying stuff. Eric Gilbert says, of course, a pastry stout. Sans, but zero coconut. That's when I was saying my favorite beer so far this year has been that Heinous from Finback and Microphone. Eric Gilbert likes to hate on the pastry stouts, but I've seen some of his Facebook pictures. He's getting into some of the pastry stouts. That's an Eric Gilbert, you liar. Fucking liar. Sex and Brewing, Ashley says, that's some shady bullshit. I don't know what he's talking about. This is older.
Is that what we were talking about him being on the other channel, the rival show tonight?
Oh, yeah. And then
Traitor.
And then Earth, wow, Earth did the opposite of what everyone else. He says, in all caps, all the adjuncts, and then in lowercase, sons. I'm sure I like that, Earth. You gotta capitalize all of it. And then Eric, a Lions fan, don't know this guy. He says, zero coconut, sons! All the coconut, Eric. God damn it. Eric Gilbert says, my favorite beer last year was Rhea from Little Beast, a 5.5% American Pale Ale and a total tropical. I think he says tropical. It says topical, but I think he meant tropical crusher. But you dudes know nothing about that brewery. Sons, I know about Little Beast. Settle down. You post enough of them on the Facebook groups. It's Little Beast this and Little Beast that. You can send us some Little Beast, Eric, and then maybe we know about them. Jesse says, here's my qualifications to get on the panel. Homebrew since 2011. Craft beer enthusiast after first failed homebrew. Trying to get my nose and palate right since 2018.
That's great.
That is a good. It's a
good resume right there.
Very good resume. Good application, Jesse. We'll consider it.
Yeah.
Earth says, teach us, sons. Established craft beer drinker, sons. Oh my God! and then Ashley says, Eric Gilbert, sons. That beer was tasty. And then Eric Gilbert says, Sexton, sons. And then Earth says, beer bros and sons. All right, get lightheaded.
You don't know a lot of sons out there.
I mean, there's no other way to say it. Like, it's not fair if I don't. I feel like they typed it that way. I have to say it. Jesse says, Eric, that last comment was wrong. LOL. Sexton sons. Yeah, that's messed up. Eric Gilbert says, I drank more Aria APA than Omnipolo Zodiac last summer. Sons! He said, had to done bumpy. I don't. Is that even English, Eric Gilbert?
I still haven't drank Zodiac. I don't know why, because I see it. I just haven't picked it up.
Yeah, me either. The Omnipolo IPAs.
Or the ice cream cone one.
Yeah. Eric Gilbert says, doo-doo water, sons!
Come on, man. Come on.
And then he says, then to follow it up, he says, Taco Bell water, sons! Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Taco Bell with the rattlesnake fries, baby.
Yeah, the rattle. I saw the commercial finally, and I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why am I watching this? It looks delicious. Jesse says, I could go for the 12 taco meal at Taco Bell right now. Oh, man. Eric Gilbert says, have to be within 20 feet of a toilet after eating the Bell Stuns.
True statement.
Yeah. And then Earth says, all the YouTube reviewers need their own logo glassware. Yeah. Yeah, that would be weird to review everything out of it.
That would be weird.
It'd be like, it's the Beer Patrol, it's the Tiku. Yeah, it'd be weird. Eric Gilbert says, a whole burn makes you feel alive. Sons! And that is the last hour we've caught up.
A whole burn.
I'm instituting a new rule. I don't think I can say sons like that anymore.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
I'm already hurt. And I know Eric Gilbert does it on purpose because he likes it. And I say true to what I say. I said I'm going to say it like that because he can't say it any other way. And I fucked myself. It's okay. But yeah. So yeah. Hopefully you make out tomorrow at 450 North, Todd. And I'm hoping that you come back broke, but with a bunch of beer is what I'm thinking.
A good chance. More than likely, that's the scenario.
Yeah, it usually is, right?
Yes. And they come out like, oh, we're going to throw another extra can in there. Oh, because 6 cans wasn't enough?
Yeah. So what is your plan? To buy a 4-pack of each release?
Yeah, that's probably the plan for now. And then get you guys some glasses.
Nice.
I've seen a bunch of people on their Facebook page, Todd, say you better get up there like at least 8 a.m. so you can at least get the pick of the litter.
It's usually not that bad, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to get there that early. I'm not going to leave till. So it's about an hour from here, so I'm not leaving till about 8:45 ish.
I wonder if I can email him and say, I'm Rajay of the Rajay.
You got to
say, here's a whole barrel of it. You can have the whole barrel.
No, Rajay, you can't. Listen. You can't you got to say, this is big money.
That's right, big money. AKA Rajay.
Yeah, this is kind of a big deal, clearly.
It's like, what can 450 North do for me?
Haven't you heard of me? Sons!
I spent all over my keyboard saying something. Jesus Christ.
No, but we got up there last time. We left about the same time, and we were in line. Usually, if you're there by the time for the release, usually pretty good. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too.
What's the odd of that one guy being there again?
Oh, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. She'll probably let you know.
I feel like she's gonna power bomb him through a table.
Oh, that'd be great.
She should. This you say that's from Rod J, son.
Yeah. And look over and do the DX, like just right over top of him, like sons.
Yeah.
There's never a reason to be a dick at something like that.
Nah.
Never.
Never ever.
Never gonna get it.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's in both times.
You're channeling in Vogue. That's
Listen, when I'm influenced here by big money, so anything I can.
Well, it looks like
that's Mr. DJ to you.
It looks like Eric's team is putting away the other team right now, so I think Michigan's going to pull through and put them away.
They're playing Montana.
That's
not fair.
But Montana was trying to hang in there. They were.
They're fucking Montana. Let's be honest. They're not doing that.
Well, Michigan State didn't look as good today either. I thought Tom
they didn't.
Had to fight with his player.
Yeah, he was trying to, wasn't he?
Michigan State beat Michigan, right? In the
Tom Izzo, if you don't know by now, he's a douchebag.
So where's Indiana?
What did Todd say one day? Does anybody whine more than Tom Izzo?
No.
They didn't make the turn?
I used to like Tom Izzo, but I think he's gotten pretty bad in the last 5 or 6 years.
What happened to Indiana? Did they get the NIT?
Yeah. They play Saturday at noon.
They get like a top seed?
Yeah, that was the number 1 seed.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they won their first game Tuesday. Now they play again Saturday.
They didn't look good up till halftime. I'm like, ew.
No, they were struggling a little bit, and then they ended up winning by like 18 or something. But they were playing, I thought, their best player. Well, semi-best player. Second best player, probably.
Yeah. I'm reading Earth's comment here in the comments. He goes, Todd, just use the coupon code RodJDeal for 65%.
Pretty good.
What is that?
Like buy 1 4-pack, get 6 free.
But you know what's funny? Like we got the whole basketball tournament going on, and this is how you know we're really deep into the trophy baby generation or whatever it may be now, where everybody has. So you have the NCAA tournament, right? And then you're supposed to NIT, and then that's supposed to be it. Well, apparently WVU played today in the CBI. I don't even know.
Yeah. There's one. Indiana was supposed to be in it 2 years ago, and they declined. They was like, we ain't fucking playing that shit.
Like against Grand Canyon. Who the hell, Grand Canyon? Don't know. I'm like, everybody doesn't have to win. I like the kids to get some more, activity and more attention. But come on, the CBI. Nobody even knows what the hell that is.
Did they win?
Oh, they won. Against Grand Canyon won. I just had them all walk back to Morgantown if they didn't. So.
CBI is like what Buffalo usually is. So, a little better this year.
It's like the intramural league for Division I teams. Oh, we got an intramural conference.
It's like, and you get a tournament, and you get a tournament. It's like, oh,
yeah. Everybody gets a certificate.
Oh, we're 7-27 this year. You get a tournament.
How'd you do last year? I was a CBI MVP. You were what?
Yeah, what? Yeah. Did you just make that up? What is that? I don't even know what that is. What are you talking about?
Put that on your LinkedIn profile.
Who's your favorite Indiana basketball player growing up, Todd?
My favorite all time is Calvert Chaney.
I was going to say it's Calvert Chaney. It has to be because I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
No
Swedish shot ever.
Yeah, it was. Nice.
No, Isaiah is a close second, but he was in my younger years. I was only 6 or 7 when he played there. So
yeah, I don't remember.
Calvert Chaney was in my heyday. That was when had great battles against Jim Jackson at Ohio State. In those years, yeah, those were great games.
Yeah, no, Calvert Chaney. I remember. Was he drafted by the Washington Bullets? I believe.
Yes. Yep.
Can't keep that team name anymore.
No.
Sweetest jump shot ever. I don't know why. Left-handers always look like they have more pure shot, but
I used to enjoy watching him. Yeah, he was fun.
And the funny thing about him was that year they had like 7 freshmen that come in, and he was like the lowest rated freshman out of any of those guys.
Yeah.
We have your wife in the comments, Todd.
Oh shit.
The first comment is, you better get Joe, Eric, and Rod 450 North extras tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. The other one is,
she's a good woman. She's always a good woman.
She better go hooking on a street corner somewhere so we can go get all those.
No.
Just kidding.
I still was right. She didn't even say that.
Find the door locked there, buddy.
Let's just go Shannon.
No, she knows. She knows. I'm just kidding.
She does say, well, first let me read this other comment. Jesse says he has his own logo glassware. Sons! And then he also says, let's mix in some salt and pepper. Never going to get no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can get no love from you. My best friend's ride.
Nice.
But that's not salt and pepper. That's
nice.
TLC.
That is TLC.
It is.
Now, if you wanted to say, push it. Yeah, we'll do some push it. Push it real good. All right. Anyway, Shannon says, how do you guys say coupon? Is it coupon or coupon?
Coupon, yeah.
I say coupon.
Yeah,
coupon. Yeah, coupon.
Yeah, QUE, pon. That's what we say. And then
better than the other pon word.
Yeah, and then Jesse says, holy shit. Jesse says, Shannon, I say EB card. Just kidding. And then Eric says, he says, coupon. Is that
coupon?
And then,
but Joe, you say apricot.
I say apricot instead of
apricot.
Instead of apricot, yeah, I don't say apricot. It's stupid.
Yeah, I say apricot too.
Yeah, can't all be me. Anyway, no, it's like pecans or pecans, right? It's all the same.
I say pecans.
I say pecans. It doesn't matter.
Pecan.
It's all the dialect on where you lived and growing up. What did you hear?
That's right. Yeah.
So you say aunt or you say aunt?
Yeah, you've asked that before. I say aunt.
Yeah.
And so it all depends. And then it's like another big one that no one ever references, but I don't say it kills me, but I don't think of like why there's an extra A. Caramel. People say caramel. Like there's an A in there. It's caramel.
I think some places spell caramel though.
Yeah, well, they're wrong.
Some do, and yeah, it is. You're right, Rod.
Some spell catsup, KCATSUP. I mean, there's some do spell caramel. Yeah,
it all depends on where you grew up. Everyone around here used to say caramel, including myself. At some point, like along with pecans, I just somehow just started saying it differently. I don't know why.
Say almond or do you say almond?
I say
you know the answer to this.
I say almond.
Almonds?
Yeah.
We haven't played that commercial in a while.
And Eric Gilbert, in response to Todd saying things about his lovely wife, he said, "Geez, son." And then,
it was a joke. It was a total joke.
And Janet said, "Jesus Christ, Todd." Almonds.
She's supposed to be in bed. What is she doing commenting?
And then she says, naked or naked, wash or wash.
Wash. I say wash. I have friends that in the South that would say wash.
Well, it's the same. I do. It's wash and oral. Oral. Change your oral. Got to change your oral in your car. I was like, what? There's no R in that. Where do you see? What do you got R in that?
They're completely different with oral. Based on
no.
Earlier.
We say creek or crick.
Well, it's clearly. Wait,
what?
Totally a creek on a scale of 1 to creek. Totally a creek.
Ryan, you got to clean your screen off there. You got like a little bit over.
I remember going down. I'd go because my grandma had a camp in northern Pennsylvania, and all my cousins would say crick, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you? There's a cricket?" They're like, "Oh, I'm done here."
Going under crick and get washed.
Yeah, get washed in the crick. I'm like,
and change your oral.
Sausage. I never heard that. That one is beyond anything that I can even comprehend at this point. Bumpy Road says, Earth is that almonds or almonds? There's an almonds.
Almonds.
I like almonds.
Absolutely hilarious commercial. Absolutely hilarious commercial.
Oh, God. Oh.
Old school.
Yeah. Sorry for the lisp.
Well, that's all we have for comments. I think I have had my quota filled today of a lot of fun, boys. Good time.
Yeah, appreciate everybody jumping in tonight, and we're going to like a couple hours. So
one more comment, the best comment to leave on. Shannon says, "Good night, boys. Apparently, I need to go to bed because I have some hooking to do somehow."
Of course, should have the best comment of the night.
Yeah, of course. And thanks to everybody who commented.
You better make sure to wash up.
Yeah, try it.
I'm just reading everyone off. Bumpy Road.
You gotta leave on that. You gotta leave.
Not down by the creek.
Got a wash at the creek.
I think Todd may have a few too many this evening. The 10 and a half other half has snuck up on him along with the 7 other beers he drank this evening. I'm not sure Todd's gonna be making it to 450 tomorrow.
No, I'll be there. I'm fine.
He might not, but Shannon but Shannon's in the 450 North now. Shannon will leave his ass at the house. That would be funny if Shannon left Todd at home.
She'll sleep in. She ain't going without me. She's sleeping.
Based on what Todd says, she's going to be at her second occupation tomorrow.
Thanks, Joe.
Earth said, "Check the oil before you leave." check the well. The East is old.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. But no, well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it down here. It's a couple hours tonight, and I appreciate everybody that chatted with it. Great time, great fun for everybody. Hopefully, you guys.
I love it. Not wrap it up, but wrap it fucking down, boys. Are we shutting it off or are we wrapping it down?
Zip it up and zip it out, as Dave Chappelle would say. Eric, just do your shit.
It's up to you now.
All right, guys, if you had too much to drink, please get a designated driver. Guys, it's stupid to drive home drunk because if you're going to get pulled over by the cops, they're going to make you do the stupid-ass sobriety test. Then you get a free ride to jail, then you're going to have court fees and then possible prison time. And then if you hit or kill somebody, you're going to be in the slammer for a while. And if you kill yourself, all you've done is hurt your family, friends, and put yourself 6 feet under. Just sleep off your bus, get your car the next day, get an Uber, Lyft, have someone get you a taxi at the bar, because it's stupid in this day and age to drive home drunk because you're going to have thousands upon thousands of dollars in court costs. So please do not do it.
Yeah, so don't, because we'll send Eric to your house and he will kick the shit out of you.
I'll just pay Joe to be my hitman.
There you go.
No, in a situation like that, you don't even have to pay.
It's on the house.
Yeah.
Deal.
But thanks for everybody that tuned in tonight. Eric, you got anything upcoming on your channel this weekend?
I do not. I don't really have anything big coming up on my channel.
But you have a Saturday upload or something you're doing?
Yeah, I got a Saturday. I just got to figure out which Saturday.
Is it next Saturday? This coming Saturday?
Yeah, this 2 weeks. What's clarify?
Well, I'm trying to help you out here. If you got something coming on, I know what to look for.
I can't remember which one it is.
He's got 1,000 subs. Just want to say, congratulations to Eric for 1,000 subs.
Well, make sure you check out Eric's channel. Joe, what do you got coming up this weekend?
Oh, man, I got a lot of good stuff. Terrible beer reviews, more terrible beer reviews, shitty beer reviews. Now, I have a whodunit beer review on Saturday night, which I did okay on. So, spoilers. And then Monday, I have a live review of two smoked beers, German authentic smoked beers from Ashkurla. should be fun. And yeah, I just beer review pretty much every single day. Should be same old, same old.
Should be some good stuff.
Not really. It's pretty good.
And Todd muted himself.
I think he's getting yelled at by Shannon. She's like, "How dare you? How dare you?"
Todd's like, she's like, you need to go to the couch tonight. Right?
No, she's actually laughing about it. She knows it's all in good spirit.
It was so because you never really. It was just random. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Well, Todd, we haven't gotten Todd a channel yet, so nothing there for this weekend.
Todd, you can start a channel at some point. You'll do it. Just all you'll do is nothing before 50 North releases because that's all you can afford anymore.
And you'll get all the viewers too.
Yeah, because they gotta hook up everybody else.
Yeah. Listen, PayPal. Yeah. If you need it, let us know.
It'll be like 6 digits. Go ahead.
Whoa! I'm not paying for everything.
Go to my accounting department. I need your direct deposit to this account. Direct deposit over here.
I'll just make monthly payments. It'll be auto pay to you.
I started a GoFundMe account.
It's like Todd walking around like a 450 North pimp. You know what happens if you don't pay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you better get those glasses. Don't fuck around, Todd.
That's right, Todd. Don't mess that up.
Something tells me I can't mess that up.
Yeah, that's hard. You better pack it well too. You can't fuck around with that. That shit will shatter everywhere. I don't know.
Let's see. So this weekend, I'm gonna try to get some other stuff uploaded, but I will be uploading one of the Rod J deals that I got at one of the places at JO's. Actually, I don't even know how I want to upload it because I already drank the beer, but I may upload it anyway. I got the footage. I call it the forgotten beer deal.
You're just talking at this point. You're like, I fucking already drank it, but look at these deals, son.
It's the forgotten beer deal. It's from the vault.
Everybody knows at this point it's a deal.
It's like the Prince stuff that he has in his vault, you know. Like, what's in there? We don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
I do have the Brigadero to finally upload that you sent me. I believe.
Oh, nice. I sent you maybe 8 months ago. No big deal.
Yeah, and I got right. I mean, it was done. It's in the vault, son.
Yeah. I still have the what is it, Montseny or whatever the brandy.
Oh yeah,
and the regular.
The brandy one.
I have all 3 of them. I think I might do that live someday.
You don't drink that one pretty soon. Eric's gonna kick your ass because he could have used it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Eric loves that brandy one.
Oh yes, that brandy one was fucking awesome.
Where did you just settle down, son?
And then I may try to upload the Fox and the Honey that Todd sent me, which I have done. I just haven't uploaded it yet. I still got like a St. Nicholas box I haven't uploaded. I drank it like Christmas.
Yo, got a big backlog, it seems, based on everything.
Like 46, 47. So I'll upload some stuff out there. And maybe I do some more trailers. If you guys like the movie trailer stuff, I might do some more of those as well. Because I'm probably going to go see Us this weekend, so I might do a trailer for that one too.
Nice.
Because that looks kind of freaky. So,
well, thanks for having us, Rod, as always.
Yes, thanks for having us.
As always.
You guys are part of the show, son. It's not me. It's all you. It's all together. I'm just like Hannibal on the 18 here. Like, love it when a plan comes together.
Collaboration.
Music.
You know who we missed tonight? Christoph, 420.
Yeah, he wasn't there, was he?
420. He may have been passed out somewhere tonight. I mean,
he might.
Good possibility.
Sometimes that hobby gets to you.
Plus, he's in Vegas. I'm sure there's a drunken super involved every month.
Well, yeah. But appreciate everybody else that showed up tonight. And every Thursday, 9:15 Eastern, approximately, we usually do this. Who knows? Maybe this weekend we do another hangout. It seemed like we had a good time last weekend doing a hangout, so we'll see. And maybe we'll get like Bumpy or some of these other people on here for a hangout or something. Okay. But that all being said, thanks for swinging by. Look forward to catching you guys next time. Keep drinking those craft beers. And remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers.